The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Happy Friday. Happy Black Friday. Hopefully everyone is doing fantastico today. I sure as heck am. It's been a fantastic holiday hanging out with my family and putting on some pounds. I want to make sure everyone can hear me okay. This is Anthony Aries. Give me a one. You can hear me okay. Want to get that audio cooking correctly. Yes, okay. I've got two special guests on the call too. They're gonna just do a testing 1-2, make sure you can hear them okay, and then I'm gonna do a little intro about them and talk about what we got going on here today. Real quick, Justin, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you all right. Can everybody hear me? Let's see. Looks like we're getting some yeses.
Okay. And then we got Mr. Zane Miller on the call. Zane, could you go ahead and give everyone a shout out?
Sure thing. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Press 1 for yes, and if you can't hear me, just keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Everyone can hear you guys okay. Fantastic. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we got cooking here today. So I know Justin and Zane. I've had the opportunity of hanging out with them at some internet events. The Marketer's Mansion was one that I actually got to hang out with both of you guys at both of the Marketer's Mansions in Vegas. Marketer's Mansion 1 is when I met Justin, and Marketer's Mansion 2, I had already met Zane a long time ago, but we got to hang out again at Marketer's Mansion 2 in Vegas. So I know these guys for a while. They're pretty cool guys. They are always on the forefront of video stuff. A couple weeks ago, Justin had told me about this case study that they had done strictly with YouTube, no list, no email list, they raked in $66,000 in affiliate commissions. So I was pretty impressed about that. And I basically twisted their arm to show us how they're doing this or how they did this. Here's the thing. You guys are, besides the folks that are part of their community, are they going to be the only ones that have seen this. So this is like first time this has gone public. And that's why it's one of the reasons why we're doing this on Black Friday. It's just a way for me to give back to you, give thanks to you, share with you, teach you some cool, innovative things. Who is this for? It's for affiliate marketers that want to leverage YouTube, and it's also for local business consultants that want to leverage YouTube to help their clients. It's for coaches. It's for consultants. It's for local business owners. If you own a local business and you want to get traffic from video, this is for you. So here's the thing. For you to get the most out of this today, make sure you shut off your phones, your texts, your Skype. I'm going to be here with you on the call. I'm going to be taking notes. I am going to mute my mic. If I have to come on, I'll come on, but I'm going to mute my mic because I got my two little nephews here, and these guys are like mini Spartans. They're jumping off the furniture with the Nerf guns and shooting each other and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and I really can't control them. They're 8 and 6. I've tried. I've given up. So I'm going to mute the thing, but I'm here, attentive. So if anyone has a question, or Zane or Justin, if you need me, just let me know. I'm here. Just to let everybody know. Yes, we are recording this for you all. They're definitely recording this. So if we go a little too fast, you'll be able to take notes. I do urge you to stay to the end because Zane and Justin are going to do another little bonus case study that they're going to share with us. They just got results in from, or Justin got results in from a campaign that he did with Explaindio, that video software that launched this past week. They're going to talk about that. That's going to be like a bonus case study. So I urge you to stay to the end so you can learn about that one and see that one. But yeah, that's what I have to say. I'm real excited about these two guys. I always learn from them. Always. I always learn something new from these two guys. And when they showed me what they did with this, I was real excited, and I knew that you would dig it too. So without further ado, Mr. Zane Miller and Justin Sardi.
Awesome, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks for the intro, Anthony. So,
My pleasure.
Glad everybody came to join us today. Somebody in here was saying, I forget, the comment box kind of blowing up, but someone was saying, "Oh man, you could be out shopping." Yeah, right. I am terrified of going out of my my office today. I'm not going to any stores. But all right, cool. I think you need to make me the presenter real quick, Anthony, and then we'll get this one rolling. See. Can everybody see my my other screen right now? The one with the PowerPoint up?
I can see it, and it looks like we're getting a lot of yeses.
Yep.
Cool. Just making sure. I got two monitors, so sometimes it gets a little weird, but perfect. Cool. Yeah, and I don't have the chat box open, so if anybody's got any questions, just feel free to kind of chime in, Zane or Anthony. So.
All right. I'll keep
we will have Q&A at the end. All right. I'm gonna fire up my recording. We'll get going. All right. Cool. Well, yeah, everybody, this is Justin Sardi, like Anthony had mentioned, and I'm here on the call with Zane Miller. And
Hello.
This presentation, thanks, Zane. This presentation is going to be starring the traffic trifecta system. That's kind of what we coined this whole process that we used. So, like Anthony said, we're going to give you the whole rundown on our $66,344.12 YouTube case study. And yeah. Basically, if you stay till the end of this call, you're going to be equipped with the traffic trifecta system, and you're going to be able to generate on-demand traffic for any offer or service, whether this be your own offer, one of your clients' offers, or an affiliate offer. So bottom line is this stuff works to drive traffic, and that's what we're going to talk about, as well as the case study. But first things first, remove all distractions. We are going to be moving kind of quickly. There's a lot of content we're going to be covering. And we will be asking questions as well, so be ready to answer those. We want this interactive. All right, so the agenda today, basically, we're going to start off with a case study about how our $714 ad budget, it was actually $716, sorry, but how that generated a little over 66,000 in affiliate commissions. Then we'll talk about exactly how that worked, and that was done through the traffic trifecta system. We'll talk about the key components of that system, and then we'll dive into YouTube ads, because a huge part of this was all the traffic we were getting from YouTube. And I'll show you the different types of ads and basic ad setup, so that by the end of this call you will be able to go out and actually set up your first ad campaign. It's pretty simple, and you'll get an over the shoulder look at that. Then I'll talk a little bit about getting free ad spend and kind of transferring the risk of the paid traffic onto Google. I know that's one major concern, is people don't want to throw all their money out there just to learn this. Well, there's a really awesome way that we can get Google to take the risk for us. And then we'll open up for Q&A and go from there. So does that sound all right to everybody? Cool if we get rolling?
Giddy up.
All right.
About it.
Cool. All right, so first things first, little introduction. That's me on the left-hand side. As you can tell, I'm a Star Wars fan. I was really excited about that trailer today. I like the outdoors, so camping, a few different spots, and I really like video marketing. I really like running paid ads, things like that, and I've been doing this a couple years now, and I've got, I just figured out what's worked from testing and tweaking and, working with other people as well. So turn it over to Zane real quick.
Yeah. So if you don't know me, I'm on the right. You can see in the top right, that is in fact a meat sandwich, right? That's not bread. That's 2 pieces of meat over a brat. So I figured that would be the best picture to really demonstrate as a first impression of the carnivore that I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was rye bread. It looked like rye bread for me.
Right, yeah. Actually, a couple people pointed that out, and they're like, no way, it was just totally meat, so that makes it a little bit better. Or worse, depending, I guess. But as you can tell, I'm a pretty laid-back, kind of goofy guy who's been obsessed with YouTube since 2008, and that's even back when, if you talked about marketing with YouTube, people looked at you like you had a third eye growing out of your head. So it's really cool to be here now, fast forward years, and to see how many people are embracing YouTube and want to learn YouTube and leverage one of the best tools of YouTube. So been teaching for quite a few years now, since 2010, and just been at the right place at the right time for the last couple of years to be able to work with people like Anthony and Justin. There we go.
Right on. Cool. Well, like I said, that was going to be quick, so we will move on and we'll get into what most of you probably want to learn about, and that is the case study. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. So a quick little bird's eye view, some screenshots. As you can see, you can see it's an amazing selling machine. That was the product we were promoting. And you can see we spent $716 in ad spend for this particular campaign, and 52 cents as well. We were able to generate a ton of clicks as well. And our total commissions earned, as you can see, were $66,344.12. That's basically a 9,159% ROI.
Can I cover a couple things on this slide if you don't mind?
For sure, man.
Okay, so folks, everyone on this call, pay attention, zone in on the IPR statistic, 559,000 impressions. That is staggering. How long was this campaign live for?
A week.
Is that right? A week. So in 1 week, you guys generated 559,000 impressions. An impression is kind of like a search. It's almost the same idea. It means that's how many times the page on YouTube or their video was fired off. If you just look at the amount of people, it's crazy in 1 week, 559,000. Now, this is for a product called Amazing Selling Machine, which is also amazing. It's, if you think about it, it's that product generated that much interest, or you guys generated that many impressions for that product. And then the clicks, I have done a lot of affiliate promos in my day. I've promoted a lot of launches in my day. I don't think I've ever generated that many clicks to an offer. I'm pretty positive that I haven't. Maybe the most I think is 3,000 clicks to an offer. So that is also staggering. I mean, you guys had to have been astonished when you got the results on these numbers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's you know, I mean, the 9,000% ROI on paid traffic is unheard of.
Yeah.
You know, I was amazed. We were blown away. We were all like, "Wow, this is going well."
Yeah, but
So,
you know, also in addition to that, is obviously that's awesome. The return on investment's big, but like the interest within the marketplace, like the clicks that you generated and the impressions, is like so staggering as well.
yeah, definitely.
And
Yeah.
that's one of the best advantages that we had that we'll touch on later is the simple fact that there's a lot of these heavy hitter marketers that leverage YouTube, but not to the level that we did, and we were able to scoop up a lot of unnoticed commissions because we were focusing so much on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, and they did a great job. All those other marketers did a great job of generating buzz for us.
Yeah, that helps too.
So I mean, it's similar to launch jacking, only we used paid traffic. So, and I know you talked about launch jacking in your speed ranking system course, you know. So, cool.
Yes, I do. And the product too. So the product is amazing selling machine, and they launch every year. They launch that product. They do a relaunch of it. So every year their launches are getting bigger and bigger. So it's interesting because their interest is growing and the affiliate buzz is growing, which means this is an opportunity that can be replicated if executed properly next year.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Okay.
real quick, DC asks, what are clawbacks? Yes, those are returns, right? So there was that, and then the product was made by Jason Katzenbach and Matt Clark. There you go.
So,
Awesome.
cool.
All right, guys. I just wanted to slow that down because that's a really big slide right there. I just wanted to
Yeah, for sure.
focus in on that. All right, cool.
All right. And then as you can see, here's some screenshots of the commissions we were getting. It was a high ticket item. It's like a $4,000 course. And these are, you know, $1,750 payments basically coming in. So every sale was really good, you know. I mean, with one sale, we covered our entire ad spend. So
Another thing to point out that's really huge is look at like how big the ticket is, and this is traffic coming off of YouTube, right? So anyone who tells you that the traffic on YouTube is not buyer traffic, please don't listen to them. This is proof positive right here that that traffic makes big purchases. Okay, that's all I'd say.
yeah,
I was more surprised, like looking at the stats. There was actually a lot of people who dropped the full price, right? They had a payment plan too, as you can see, and there was a lot of people who were just like, yeah, here's the whole lump sum, I'm ready to go.
Amazing.
For sure.
Totally
So,
amazing.
And as you can see, it took place the 16th is the first sale we made, and those continued to the 27th. And that was kind of a last day to get in. They extended the cart. So I guess, sorry, that was 11 days is how long it took us to generate that those commissions. All right. So obviously there were some key players in this case study that I'm showing you right now. And they are what we're calling the traffic trifecta. It was YouTube, Google+, and of course the traffic, a lot of it came from Google AdWords or AdWords for video. Now, YouTube, we basically had a basic channel based on the product, and that was just our spot to host all of our videos. And we'll dive into a little bit more exactly how that was set up shortly. But I want to give you the whole bird's eye view first. So then we had Google+, we had a community and a page based on the product, which was also the Amazing Selling Machine. And then we used AdWords for video to really turn on all that video traffic, which was essentially on demand. You know, we had 7 different video ads. One thing to keep in mind when you're running these campaigns is your video is sort of like your ad copy. Not even sort of like your ad copy. It is your ad copy. So you really need to, you know, plan out your ads differently for whatever type of promotion you're doing. We had one AdWords campaign, and we were able to purchase just over 12,600 views. And our average cost per view was 5 cents per view, and we actually had that as low as 2 cents per view as well, and as high as 15, depending on our placements and where those ads were shown.
Yeah, one thing I just wanted to say, like we had basically the point of this is also to show that we had set a foundation, right? There, we don't want to come across and say as like, hey, all you got to do is just throw money at AdWords. No, we did our research, we did our due diligence, figured out what our audience wanted, and set the foundation in YouTube and Google Plus, and then just built on top of it with AdWords. Does that make sense to all of you?
Yeah, and we'll dive into exactly how all the YouTube channel and Google Plus was set up. We've got some cool screenshots. Like, we're really pulling back the curtain on this whole case study.
Yeah,
so.
And Barry and the rest of you just asked some questions. We'll be addressing each of those questions. I've been seeing those, but as we go through the presentation, so we got you covered.
Cool. All right. So obviously, you probably want to know a little bit about ASM, the Amazing Selling Machine, and how we were able to make that many sales of a $4,000 product. And here's basically what we were looking for when we started this whole promo out. We wanted it to be a high-ticket item. It doesn't have to be. I've actually tested this with lower-ticket items, and it does work. But as you saw in those screenshots, one sale covered our entire ad spend and then some. So that was perfect for this promo. We wanted something that was proven to convert because we were going to be spending money on the traffic. We didn't want to send it to an offer we knew wasn't going to convert. We also wanted it to actually help people, which might sound kind of weird. No, we wanted the offer to be something that when somebody actually went through the course, they got value out of it. And one of the main reasons, besides actually wanting to help people and not be like scam artists, was when you're using YouTube and Google Plus, people can comment on those videos, and that can be either very beneficial or it can really hurt your campaign. So as long as you're delivering value, their odds are they're going to leave positive reviews on those, and it's going to act as social proof. Whereas if you're sending traffic to a junk offer, people are spending their money and they get a bunch of snake oil, they're going to comment on there, and other people are going to see that, and it's going to reflect negatively on you, and your promotion's not going to go as well.
Yeah. Well, and also like the actually helping people, we wanted to make sure that this is a part of our own due diligence for this product. Anthony, I know you're involved in real estate, and you know the old saying, you don't make your money when you sell the house, you make your money when you buy the house.
Yep.
We looked at it the same way. We want to make sure that it's one of the best products that we could offer, because you got to put in the time either way. So just focus on the best ones.
For sure. For sure.
This is also relevant to helping businesses too. There are lots of businesses out there that are willing to pay big money to get exposure on YouTube right now, and you guys can help them with that too if you're not into affiliate marketing. So as you're watching this presentation and this case study, and try to apply what we're learning here today, how it can benefit you in your business, because it can. Okay.
Yeah. I can tell you actually, one thing that I was taught a long time ago is do the same thing with any client that you may want. Do some research, do some due diligence, find somebody that you would want to be a marketer for, and work backwards from there instead of just trying to grab for the first thing that comes to you.
Yeah, definitely. And this is also a service that I offer to my clients as well. So it is very universal. And you'll see how once we talk a little bit about targeting and things like that, we'll throw around some other, kind of do a mini mastermind or whatever in a little bit here. But this is just for the whole case study now. So we wanted it to be something with interest and buzz. And like I mentioned earlier, other affiliates did a great job of creating buzz for this. But we also created buzz by running some pre-launch videos and, just getting that out there. It can easily be done. We'll talk about that a bit. So we also wanted it to be easy for us to target our audience with these types of ads and reach the right people. And the really awesome thing about YouTube and YouTube ads and these AdWords for video is that it is extremely easy to target your audience. And we'll get into that in a minute here. Talk about all the targeting options. And basically we wanted it to be evergreen as well. There was a decent amount of work put into laying the foundation, and like Anthony mentioned, they do launch this once a year or so, and all we have to do next time is just turn the ads back on. It's all done, and the hard work is out of the way, so we can repeat, rinse and repeat, basically. All right, so a little bit about structuring the promo and how our traffic flow went. We used Google AdWords for video to get views to our videos. And the videos were anything from, channel trailers that were saying, hey, come check out our YouTube channel. It's got a bunch of information about selling on Amazon, things like that. And, we also had traffic going directly to a sales webinar. And that's where we made a good chunk of the sales. So AdWords for video, the traffic from those went directly to the sales page, which is this $100 bill. Also went from AdWords to our Google Plus community, which I've got screenshots of those in just a second here. And we went from AdWords to other YouTube videos. And ultimately, everything went back to our affiliate link or the offer page,
Yes.
if you will.
And real quick, when we reference AdWords, we're talking about primarily AdWords for video. We did do a little tiny bit with traditional AdWords just to find out that, well, okay, that's a little more expensive and about the same quality of leads. So we tested it for a minute, but then just jumped back to specifically AdWords for video. So just for clarification, it was primarily AdWords for video in reference to AdWords when you see that.
Yeah, when I'm talking about AdWords for video, I'm talking about YouTube ads as well. They are the same thing. So don't get scared by this AdWords thing. I know a lot of people don't like AdWords or have heard the horror stories. AdWords for video is a different platform. It's kind of the same, but it's set up in a much easier to use way, and I'll show you exactly how easy it is. So don't be scared. Now, what triggered our ads? I mentioned we wanted to be able to target our audience, right? And get these ads in front of the right people. Now, obviously, keywords, if somebody's searching for a keyword and that's your keyword for your product, you've got your ad in front of the right person already, right? So that's kind of a no-brainer. You could target people based on keywords, and we did. We had, amazing selling machine bonus, amazing selling machine, whatever, how to sell on Amazon. But we had 780 some keywords compiled for this campaign. We were also able to target people based on interests, so people interested in learning how to, do e-commerce or how to sell on Amazon, how to run a home business, things like that. There are tons of other interest groups you can target people by as well. Remarketing. Now, this is a huge one, and it's built into AdWords for video. So if you have a YouTube channel, you can basically remarket to anybody that's watched a video on your channel or on any landing page you've had. You just have to set that up in AdWords, and then you can have your ad run to anybody who has seen any of your ads or checked out your channel in the past.
Yeah, we're actually testing something like that right now, and it's doing pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. So then we also had placements, which is one of my favorites, and this is really a no-brainer right here as far as targeting your audience goes. We just went out and found competitors' YouTube channels and competitors' websites, things like that, and told AdWords for video that we wanted them to run our ads in front of our competitors' videos, which, we went out and chose the different channels. We did a little bit of research, and this works for basically any channel with monetization enabled. So if your competitors have ads that are running on or next to their videos, you can then place your video in front of theirs and get your message across first, which, as long as you do your research in the right way, these placements are a wonderful way to target people because you know that they are interested in what you have to offer. It makes it very, very easy.
Yeah, think putting your ad on somebody on a viral video, right? And real quick, Sandra, it does not cost more for retargeting.
Yeah, for sure. Then we also targeted people that were viewing videos about a topic, which was, basically like running a business online or something along those lines. So that's what triggered these particular ads. There are a lot more targeting options, but we'll get into those shortly. And like Anthony had mentioned, there are plenty of other applications for this. I offer this as a service to businesses and my clients. This is great for driving traffic. You can, let's say you were doing this for an HVAC company. It's almost winter time, right? Or it is winter time. You can have an ad saying, just running to, you can target people based on location. So you can target people in Denver, say, within a 5-mile radius of Denver. And, it's time to change your filters. So you can have a friendly reminder going out saying something along the lines of, hey, winter's here. Don't forget to change the filters in your furnace this has been a friendly reminder from ABC Plumbing and Heating. And by the way, if you have any plumbing issues, click here and we've got a special deal for you, or something along those lines. And that's just off the top of my head. But as you can see, this would work for other things as well.
Now, Rod asks, can you give us an idea of what you charge for this service? I think we can bring it up again later, but I would like to put this back across to Anthony and say, as a very rare commodity like this, no one else is doing this. Brainstorm some thoughts of how valuable this could be and how much we could charge, because I see it as, well, advertising companies charge tens of thousands of dollars just for a 30-second commercial, and we're able to go leaps and bounds ahead of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The way that I would do it is I would just charge a fixed monthly revenue to manage the ad spend for the businesses. That's what some of the other firms out there are doing. They also do, like, if the business spends more than a certain amount of money, so let's say the business were to spend $10,000 on YouTube ads, they would then charge more, like a percentage of their ad spend, and it's anywhere from 10 to 15% of whatever they're spending. But I feel like if you wanted to provide value, you would just do a fixed monthly number. Like $1,000 a month. I pay $1,500 a month for the guy to manage my paid traffic. It's $1,500 a month. So you can do like $1,000 a month, anywhere from there to $1,500 per month.
Yeah, I won't do it for less than $1,000.
Yeah, and they don't have to worry about doing it. And there are plenty of people out there that will do. Plenty of corporations that have the revenue to do this and want to do this.
Yeah, and a quick point on that, since we're talking about taking people on or taking clients on and managing these things for them. When I first started, I wanted to get a client really badly that would, let me set this up for their business. So I ended up compromising. They wanted to test it out with a $500 ad spend, and they wanted to pay me basically nothing. And the campaign setup time is exactly the same, no matter how much money they are spending. So definitely keep that in mind. Don't sell yourself short just because they have a lower advertising budget. Still charge that monthly fee, because you're going to be doing just as much work. And that kind of came around to bite me, and I ended up losing money on that, and it was real pain. So just throwing that out there. All right, but none of this is possible without a solid foundation. And as I mentioned, as Zane was talking about, you probably can just turn on the traffic source and start, getting views to your videos. It works fine with, if you're trying to get some views on your videos to rank, you can just turn it on and not have that foundation there, But it's not very, I don't know, there's really no point in just spending money on traffic if you don't have a solid foundation laid where you're actually going to get some type of return, unless your client's paying you for it, But even then, they're going to want to see some sort of results besides just, oh, I got views. They're going to want new clients in the door. So you do need to lay that foundation first and have a place where your traffic can end up that will lead up to the sale, right?
Yeah, and if you do want to throw paid traffic at a totally cold offer, that data that you get back will actually help you build that foundation. So a lot of people want to take a more safer approach and build that foundation first. Nothing wrong with that, but you can save a little bit more time by throwing some paid traffic at your offer, see what comes back, and then build an even stronger foundation. But it all comes back to the same thing of that foundation.
Yeah, definitely. So that's where the traffic trifecta system comes in, right? And this traffic trifecta system, as I mentioned, was YouTube, Google+, and AdWords for video. So turn it over to Zane. He'll talk a little bit about YouTube and Google+, because he's the one who's kind of the mastermind behind that. I came in with the AdWords and just got all the traffic flowing. So.
Yeah, no, that's where it really came in seamlessly for both of us, because as Anthony had pointed out, there had been other releases, and I had only been using YouTube, like a very small portion of it. Right, I did a couple of Hangouts, and interviewed some people, which gave me most of the content. So, and the reason for that is because there's over 800 million people per month on YouTube. So that can also tell us that our market is there in some fashion or another. So we can be able to leverage the tools that we've got to corral them in and bring them to our channel, to our presence, much like a website, and say, hey, this is what we have to offer. So we got a massively huge reach, better than TV and cable. In 2012 alone, there was over 1 million people who shut off their cable TV services in lieu of just watching videos on YouTube and stuff like that. It's a huge organic traffic platform. There's a lot of people leveraging it and making money. So it was a natural place for us to be. Now with Google Plus, a lot of people don't really think about it, but since it's all a part of the same platform, when you create a new YouTube channel, it just automatically creates a Google Plus page. And it's a social platform, and it's also kind of an administrative platform as well. You can actually determine who gets to see which content, like straight up block it out like a members area, or just certain people. So it's not just a social media a website where there's, you know, hundreds of millions of people milling around and ways to market to them. There's actually beneficial tools that will help you be a better marketer by using Google Plus. And if you want to add a nice little layer of frosting on top of all that awesome, Google has, it's been proven that Google has what's the word I'm looking for? They've been very pro Google Plus, right? You've been able to see a lot more search results come up from a Google Plus post than others like Facebook and things like that. So it was a natural fit for us, right? And then of course we set the foundation using YouTube content and using Google Plus to help us build that content. And once that was set, we leveraged to the hilt Google AdWords for video.
Yeah,
and
definitely. So I mean, essentially, we set up the channel, like Zane was saying. The Google Plus community came with that, or the page, sorry, comes with that, and it's just another spot to get your content out there. And I know, you know, a lot of the people on this call, Anthony's students, are pretty big into the organic rankings from the speed ranking system and things like that. That's another reason we put it on YouTube, because we had our videos showing up in the search results as well. And one thing that I've noticed, just from running ads to videos without even going out of my way to, you know, optimize them, I did a good job with the title and description, things like that. But that's basically all I did, and then turn on some traffic to them, and it's almost like Google rewards you for paying for views, you know. And
oh yeah, they absolutely do.
So that's one thing that was pretty awesome.
Something I'd like to add to that regarding the views, we all know, anyone who's been studying ranking in videos knows that the #1 indicator are views. And this past week I sent everyone a case study that I did with a gamer channel that I've partnered up with, and you all saw the results that we got. We got 1,600 views in a week for only 3 cents a view. And most of you are, you know, the ones that know better are not doing this, but the ones that don't know better are still going to Fiverr and buying views. And I've already told lots of you to not do that. And this is what you do instead: is you're going to go buy. You have to buy views anyways. You're going to buy them from Fiverr. You might as well stop buying them from Fiverr and start buying them from YouTube and Google, because that's what they want. They don't want you to buy them from Fiverr because they want you to buy them from them. So you have to buy views anyways to rank your videos. That's the point I'm trying to make. You might as well get your views from where they want you to get them, from them.
Yeah, exactly. And the best part about these views is that they're targeted. You know, you go to Fiverr and you pay $5 for whatever, 1,000 views or whatever you're going to buy. They're non-targeted. They're junk views. Honestly, it's probably a computer watching those things and you know, running through proxies. Nobody's even going to see that, so it's pointless. If you're going to pay the same amount of money, why not get your ad in front of somebody that's actually in your target market and get some sales rolling in, or actually, you know, get something out of what you're paying for.
Yep.
So and they actually did a recent study where 72% of those in-stream online video ads are watched to their completion. So that's only whatever, a small percentage of people are skipping them. Most of these ads are watched to their completion. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And also right now, this traffic is dirt cheap. Now, as Anthony mentioned, he was getting views for 3 cents. I've seen views as low as, under a penny even. But those are a little less targeted. The more targeted you get, they get a little more expensive depending on the niche, but we're talking pennies. So it's also, very little competition because most people don't know where to start and they are intimidated by the AdWords thing. But we're going to get rid of that for you real quick.
Yeah.
All right, so right now is the time to put this system in place and start running these ads, right? There's not been an opportunity like this since the initial launch of AdWords or maybe, Facebook ads, but that's back when the clicks were very, very cheap. Once they get this established user base of advertisers, the price is going to go up, and the reason being is that this is based on an auction system. So with little competition right now, and as you can see, over 80% of the ad inventory on YouTube goes unsold every day. That means that you're not bidding against anybody, so you're going to get this traffic for dirt cheap. And that kind of goes without saying. It's a mega overstock blowout super sale because they are clearing these out right now because there's too many ads and not enough advertisers. And a really big indicator of all that is if you've done any looking into these ads, you've probably seen YouTube running you ads or AdWords just running ads directly to you saying, hey, you can advertise on YouTube, and then taking you back to their advertised page. So I see those ads all the time. And that means that they are not selling enough of these ads and they're super cheap.
Yeah.
And,
you'll also see, like, if you do any searches, a lot of what we would, as internet marketers, would see as highly competitive keywords. If you search those into YouTube, you'll see that there are very, very unrelated ads, which means that whoever's just there willing to pay for it because the ad inventory is there, then they get it. But if someone's more relevant, then they'll replace those ads, right? So when you see irrelevant ads, you know that that's going to be dirt cheap for you.
For sure. So here's just a little screenshot that you can see. This was actually a full webinar right here, designed to sell, and we were able to get 2-cent views on this webinar and got 1,900 views for $41.75.
Dang.
Which, yeah, so if one person bought off of this $41, we just killed it right there. It was insane. As you can see right here, 3-cent views. And a couple different videos in here. Right here, this actually breaks down to 32 cents per click. And you can see we got 167 clicks for $53. So it's unheard of. You can't get 32 cents per click right now, and especially 2 cents per view. That's dirt cheap. So, all right. So yeah, basically, all of it starts with YouTube, and that kind of goes without saying because it's AdWords for video, and all these videos are hosted on YouTube. So no matter what, you have to have a YouTube channel. And this was our actual YouTube channel for this promotion. I'll let Zane talk about that a little bit because he's the one who did all of this part.
Yeah, sure. And this also speaks to the foundation as well. One thing we want you to know is that the person that you see is Jason Fladlin on the screen. The other part of it is that Justin and I did not have to be in front of the camera very much. And in fact, this time around, not at all. One of the things that I know intimidates people, especially with video marketing, is actually making the videos or being in the videos, and that can be kind of scary. But now we're at a point in the world and technology where there are more people being exposed to websites like YouTube, and they've just accepted it. So there are more positions, more ways to make money instead of being directly in front of the camera. So keep that in mind as we move forward. But this all started when I talked to Jason Fladlin, and he said, "Oh yeah, let's do a quick hangout about this thing." And that's where it all started. He said, "I will give you a portion of the commission that I get if you get any sales. And I just started interviewing Jason, and then I started interviewing other ASMers, and that started building that natural organic traffic. That's how we were able to dig deep and find what our potential buyers wanted to learn about. So that's, again, this is our foundation on the YouTube channel. We leveraged Hangouts, which is totally free, and it can work on Mac or PC. And again, I just interviewed Jason about ASM and his awesome bonuses, and that's aside from the AdWords platform that we're going to be talking about and how we leverage that. That's basically what I did, and then cut up those Hangouts into smaller videos to get even more interest and traffic back to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, definitely. So, and one thing I do want to point out here is we had links all over our YouTube channel. These are all affiliate links, pretty much, going back to our site.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. So when you're driving people back to your YouTube channel using these video ads, or you're buying these views, you definitely want to make sure that on that YouTube channel there's a way for them to follow up and learn more, if you will. So, you know, click here for more videos, or click here to learn more, or for a special discount, or whatever you want to do. Just make sure that there are calls to action all over your stuff. You know, descriptions and links, all that stuff.
And one question I wanted to answer real quick that Jim asks, he says, is it easy to get super affiliates to promote or split commissions with you? And that's absolutely yes, especially with the YouTube Hangout angle, because they don't really understand it. Still, most affiliates, which we can also tie into the fact that there's a lot of this ad inventory that's just unspoken for, there's a lot of marketers online and offline that are still pretty intimidated by YouTube. So absolutely, Jim, it is very easy to get these bigger affiliates to work with you, simply because you know about this YouTube thing, as they call it. I'm using quotey fingers, right? So it was really, really easy because Jason just didn't have the time to do it, and he knew that I had some experience with the YouTube stuff. So it was almost an offhand thing of like, oh, let's try this out. He didn't even, I don't even think he really felt that anything could happen. And once it did, I just said, okay, cool, thanks. Let's keep doing this, and then I just started scaling it from there.
Yeah. Well, and one thing to keep in mind is when a product creator is selling their product, or anybody is selling any product or service, why would they say no to somebody helping them make more sales if it didn't cost them any money, you know? So yeah. That's just something to keep in mind there.
Well, and the last thing I also wanted to point out was that we had some stiff competition. Like it wasn't exactly like we were working with Jason Fladlin. We were pretty much working almost against him, because it was the rule was whoever clicks last. Right, so we had to do everything we could to convince people that this, like, go from YouTube to our affiliate page and buy from there, because we couldn't even have any separating, distinguishing features about buying through us. So, like, we really, really had to push that YouTube was the best place to click through, because if they clicked anywhere else, we wouldn't get the sale.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
So,
and the reason we did this also is, like, people were searching out, you know, Amazing Selling Machine, whatever. Like, we were able to place our ad in front of people that we knew would be interested, forcing them to click through, basically. Like, our ad showed up where other people's did not.
yeah.
So,
And this is one of the major leverage points that we used, was the fact that once we found out what our audience wanted, right? Once we set that foundation and understood what they really were interested in, that's when we dialed in our keywords. And as you can see, the search query is Amazing Selling Machine bonus. Because if you don't know about Amazing Selling Machine, just wait a little while and you'll see more ads coming up when it comes out again. But when it came right down to it, once you understood what Amazing Selling Machine was about, the next question in your mind was, okay, where are the best bonuses? And that's the people we wanted to approach, because those were the ones who were actively searching. Those were the ones that we could grab. Again, we were competing with tons of other people, so we were being realistic in, okay, where should we be focusing our efforts? And no one thinks about, like, they want to try and push for an email or get them convinced on a webinar, but they don't think about what happens to the people after that, and they go start searching for stuff. And the great part about YouTube is that those videos rank really easily once you dial in your keywords. So now you can see us right here. We're on we're the third organic listing for the YouTube channel itself on Google for Amazing Selling Machine Bonus, and then on YouTube itself, the second biggest search engine in the world. We dominate all sorts of keywords in addition to this main most profitable keyword. Does that make sense to everybody?
And the reason we have this slide up is just to show that that whole organic traffic is still like one major benefit of placing all your videos on YouTube. Besides being able to get that paid traffic and run these AdWords for video is, like I mentioned, you're going to show up in the search results also. So it's a bunch. It's basically an added benefit. You know, you've got that organic traffic and you're paid. So
yeah, and then Google Plus.
Yep, and here's Google Plus.
So here's one of the great things, as I mentioned before. When you create a YouTube channel, it automatically creates a Google Plus page, but no one really takes it much further than that. And as you saw on one of the other slides, there's 258 million people hanging out around Google Plus. And this is one thing that was great. I wanted to grab some screenshots of this stuff so that people could see that, again, it's a great tool. It works as a nifty administrative tool as you dig a little bit deeper, but it's also a good marketing platform as well. So again, no one was trying to compete with us. If you go to Google Plus and use their search engine, which is fantastic, by the way, and you just search Amazing Selling Machine or selling on Amazon, you see our Google Plus page, you see our community, you see all these different posts, all sorts of stuff, because no one else is thinking, just taking that extra little tiny step. There's a couple things that you can do with your YouTube channel that'll make it so that you automatically post on Google Plus, on your Google Plus page, every single time you do something on YouTube. So why wouldn't you want that automatic extra SEO juice that Google wants you to use, right? So the first slide that you saw was just us. If you just searched Amazing Selling Machine into Google Plus, there's different ways to break this down. One of the things I really like to do is add a community to it, because that's just one more way that people can find our stuff, and Google will help us with that. So this is searching specifically like communities on Google Plus, and you can see us we're the second search result for Amazing, or actually just generic search selling on Amazon, right? Not even Amazing Selling Machine, but a more broader topic. So
and it's just another way to get your content and your videos in more places online. So obviously the more exposure you have, the more traffic you're ultimately going to get. So this tiny little extra step was, you know, it was beneficial for the amount of time it took. It took basically no time, and everything kind of automatically shows up there. It's just one extra link back to your affiliate link.
And keep in mind, this is all stuff just YouTube, just Google Plus, and just AdWords. We haven't done anything beyond that. Like we haven't, like, you know, reached out to other social bookmarking sites or anything, any of the other naturally organic good things. So keep that in mind as well as we're talking. We're only talking about the most basic pieces of this traffic trifecta. If you do more, you'll get better results. But we just stuck with the baseline so you guys could understand where we're coming from. Okay, so this next one, we also wanted to show that through Google Plus and communities, we're actually generating sales. This is actually a screenshot from our community, Amazing Selling Machine, and you can see that people were saying, hey, I signed up, this is great. Even someone down at the bottom said, yay, just signed up, how do I send you a private message using Google Plus? Right.
I've never used this, but they were still able to find
Yep.
you know, the link through here. And that was part of, in the beginning, I pointed out how we had YouTube ads running to the Google Plus community as well, because we had some posts in there like, hey, here's the link. You know, click here, and as I mentioned, facilitating discussion, people can jump in. And I mean, this right here was almost $4,000 of our 66,000. So I mean, what, that right there was totally worth it. I would do that for $4,000 any day. Then we will dive into the YouTube ads next. So basically, you know, you saw kind of how we used Google Plus and YouTube, and you know, once we had that foundation laid, we were able to turn on the traffic stream and get like massive traffic going to these videos and back to all of the you know, all of the places with our affiliate link. So there were two types of video advertisements. There are the in-stream ads and in-display ads. In-stream ads are the ones you see before you watch a video, where you have, 5 seconds you have to watch it, and then you skip, or you don't skip, whatever. And then the in-display ads are the ones in the search results and suggested videos, if you will. And the best thing about these types of ads is they're both true view ads, so you or your client or the advertiser only pays if somebody actually watches your video. Now with the in-stream videos, the way that works is the advertiser pays if somebody watches 30 seconds or the entire commercial, whichever comes first. So let's say your ad's 35 seconds long. If somebody watches 29 seconds and skips your ad, you don't pay for that. Where, if it's 27 seconds and somebody watches 26 seconds and skips, you don't pay for it. But if they hit the end or 30 seconds, you end up paying for that view. And I'll jump live in just a second, show you exactly how these function and how to set these up. And then these in-display ads, you basically only pay if somebody clicks on them. And you can see there's ad copy right here. That ad copy is extremely important in getting people to click on your video. That being said, it's time to make the jump to the internet, and we'll show you exactly how to set these ads up. And then we will show you how to have Google take the risk. We'll circle back around for Q&A. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, so let me get this full screen real quick. Here we are on YouTube. All right, this is the homepage of YouTube. This is an ad up here. That's a masthead ad that's extremely expensive, so we're not actually going to run that. But I will show you exactly how these ads work. So the easiest one is this guy, Mike Chang, goes and advertises like a madman on YouTube. So this is definitely the best place to find ads. I know they're going to show up. And here we go. Right here you can see this in-display ad. I searched for six-pack abs and six-pack shortcuts. These guys run ads like madmen, like I said. And as you can see, this is an in-display ad. It's one evil trick to burn fat. Personal trainers are demanding this fat loss shortcut be banned. So we'll go ahead and click on this, and that is how the in-display ads work. There we go. He's got a little call to action overlay right here, and this is going to drive traffic probably to the same place that this link does as well. It's just one of the benefits you get when you run an ad is you can hook up this little call to action overlay to drive traffic. And this right here is a companion banner that goes with the ad. So it's asking, subscribe to the channel, and here's a few of the other videos that this guy has. So when you actually click on this, I won't go through and watch the whole ad, but you can see it takes you to his landing page where he's ultimately selling a $97 product, right? So he's getting a couple cents per view, getting people interested in, that want to get a six-pack. Very targeted traffic because I searched, how to get a six-pack. And I can see this trick to burn fat, and then I'm redirected to the landing page. So that's kind of how these in-display ads work. And then you've also got the link in the, in the description as well. So that's how those work. And one thing that I definitely want to mention is if you are big into video SEO, right, and your video is ranking, say you have this exact video that you want to be getting traffic to, this call to action overlay shows up on your video as well. So that can be sent to any landing page that you'd want, even if this isn't triggered by an advertisement. It still shows up on organic traffic. So that's one added benefit. Then we'll go and find, I think this one has monetization enabled. Perfect. All right. Looks like Best Buy is running this ad right now. So Black Friday, it's a good time to be running it because it's Black Friday. And as you can see, this is the in-stream ad. This one is non-skippable. And the way to set these up,
I just wanted to point out the difference between this BFit YouTube channel and Mike Chang's YouTube channel is the BFit YouTube channel just wants to keep producing content and make money strictly by the ads that you're watching right now, whereas Mike Chang creates his own content and creates his own commercials to drive people back to his website. So keep that in mind, because this says Jillian Michaels 6-week six-pack abs workout. So just know that we're talking about the same the same tool, right? The AdWords. But there are people who are making just as much money focusing entirely on content and making money similarly to the way that people made money with AdSense back in the day. So
it is AdSense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so the way these in-stream ads function actually, which is really cool, is if you click on them, that is not a good example. Let me find a better one actually. Sorry, that one Best Buy has theirs set up kind of weird. Let's see. This one will probably have one. Cool. No. Okay.
Well, this one does have the overlay on it. That's a different thing. Again, this is Best Buy basically saying we want to be on every single video possible when it comes to
here we go. Got it.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is what I was trying to point out. And usually when you set up an in-stream ad, you're going to have a destination URL, or you can use that in-stream ad to drive traffic to another place. And one thing that we always do is we build the click into the video. So in the ad, we specifically say, click this ad now, or click this video right now. We will put a physical button, or a digital button, whatever, that somebody can click. And anywhere you click on this video is going to redirect you to a landing page, right? So this is taking me to go get tickets for this Horrible Bosses 2 that's now playing. This doesn't have to be a ticket website like this, but as you can see, that's how they have theirs set up. You can run this traffic to another YouTube video, which is something that we do quite often. You can run it back to your channel. You could run it to a landing page, provided it's a Google AdWords compliant landing page. You can do a lot of things with these, but a lot of people don't know that you can click on these ads and use them to drive traffic, and that's kind of the difference. And one really awesome thing about these is, as I mentioned, they're true view ads. So if you can get the viewer to click this video or click your ad before 30 seconds or the entire commercial, it pauses the video, and technically they didn't watch enough for you to pay, and you get free traffic. So that's a really big tip that I want to throw out there. We end up getting a lot of free traffic from these types of ads because of the way that we script and craft them.
Yeah. Now take again, especially since we know that there's been quite a discussion with Anthony and organic traffic and everything like that. I'm sure all of you know that first 3 to 8 seconds that a video plays is extremely crucial. So keep that in mind, right? If you can get their attention in the first 5 to 8 seconds, because that's what you need to get people to watch most of the video, and then within that time, leverage that authority to get them to click before you have to pay. There you go. There's your free traffic using paid traffic.
Yeah, for sure. And I've seen a lot of people, I'll show you how to set up the ads in just a second here, but I've seen a lot of people asking about driving that traffic, and doesn't YouTube only allow you to link up one channel or whatever, like one site? We ended up having a bonus page, so you can do that if you're affiliate marketing, or you can do a few other things. But basically, when you're running paid traffic, you can run the traffic to any website you'd like, provided it's a Google AdWords compliant landing page and you abide by the terms of service. But basically, that site does not have to be linked up to your YouTube channel at all. You can use that to drive traffic to Facebook.com or whatever you want. It just has to meet the terms of service. So just read those and make sure you have a compliant landing page, and you can then drive traffic anywhere you would like. All right, so setting up these types of ads is very easy. All you have to do is scroll to the bottom of the homepage of YouTube and go ahead and click on advertising right here. Now, you'll see there are success stories. These are some case studies that you can use. You can actually hijack the credibility of some success stories, since you'll know how to set these ads up. You can point out to a prospective client, hey, look what these types of ads did for this business. So I'm not going to get into that, but that's just a tip you can see right here. So we're going to go ahead and click Start Advertising on YouTube. And actually, Matt, is everybody following so far? Did that all make sense? What types of ads there were and all that good stuff? I have to pull up YouTube one more time while I'm waiting. I forgot to get a video.
Yeah, lots of yeses. One, yes, yes.
Cool. And you can see how these ads will be used to, drive traffic wherever. All right, cool. So I'm going to go into my Creator Studio. I want to point out one more thing as well. As long as your video is public and it's in your video manager, you can click this drop down and click promote right here, and that's another way to promote your video. But if you want to promote an unlisted video, like this one, which was a PowerPoint video, whatever, that was unlisted, that I actually ran traffic to a while back, you can only do that through AdWords for video. So
Hey,
basically,
Justin,
yeah.
real quick, when you asked, is this making sense? Someone actually chimed in and said, way over my head. So if you want to just keep putting in questions, we'll address it in the Q&A section of the webinar, because there are a lot of questions. So don't feel bad if you feel like this is over your head, because there are tons and tons of questions coming in, so you're not alone. Okay, so if you have more questions, or if you're just feeling overwhelmed, feel free to add them and we'll address them later on. Okay?
Yeah, well, it's really simple to get these ads set up. Basically, you can promote any video. We were just giving you the whole rundown on exactly how the case study worked, how we had everything structured. But promoting a video, even if you just want to get views for ranking purposes or whatever, is as easy as this right here that I'm about to show you. So if you remember, we scrolled to the bottom of YouTube, clicked on advertise, and we're led here. So then from here, we select our video. So we'll go ahead and put our video in here. And you can see what it's going to look like right here. This is the in-stream ad. And this is what's going to look like when people are watching videos on YouTube. This is what your ad's going to look like on partner sites. I've had my ad running on Forbes.com before and things like that. You just use a placement and you can then place it there. And this is what it's going to look like as an in-display ad when people are searching on YouTube. So you can kind of see what it looks like. Then we get into our video ad text, or the ad copy itself. Now this right here is for those in-display ads right here. So you're going to want to throw a compelling headline in here, like short video shows all, or something like that. You can say interested in video ads, question mark, then just something like watch this video to learn more or something. Now. All right, obviously you're going to want to put better ad copy in there, and you're going to want to have a compelling thumbnail as well. This can be done through the video manager, where you hook up a custom thumbnail. It's extremely easy to do, but they do give you a few options, and the more compelling your thumbnail is, the better chance you have of somebody clicking through and watching, so keep that in mind. All right, then we'll go ahead and continue. And this is where we choose where people are going to watch the video or send the users when they click on my ad. So that's what I was talking about. You could drive traffic anywhere. You can grow your audience by keeping them within YouTube, which gives you a bit cheaper traffic, or you can send people to your website, which, like I said, whatever website you want to put in there, you can go ahead and plug that in there. So that's how you drive that traffic to wherever you would like, client's website, your landing page, whatever. All right, we'll just keep it on YouTube right now, and because it's easier. And then you choose your daily budget. They recommend starting with $10 a day. You can also do a custom budget of $5 a day. These views are really, really cheap. So even if you're throwing $1 a day at it, you're still going to get a decent amount of views, and they're also going to be targeted views.
On that case study I did $2 a day, and we got 1,600 views in a week.
Yeah, I mean, that's dirt cheap. That's crazy. So, I mean, you don't have to spend a lot. And in a second here, I'll show you how to kind of pass that risk on to Google as well. So then we set our maximum cost per view, which is going to be the maximum dollar amount we want to pay per view. And as you saw, we were getting 2-cent views. Anthony was getting 3-cent views. I always set this somewhere around 15 to 25 cents. You're not going to pay that much because it is an auction system, and you're only going to pay 15 cents if there are other people bidding on that same traffic that also want to pay more.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, like the whole irrelevant ads. Like if you search for six-pack abs on YouTube and you see something like an advertisement for a Sony TV, that's a very irrelevant ad in relation to the keyword, and Google and YouTube understand that. So if they had something more relatable, something more relevant to the keyword, and they were still competing with Sony, the fitness video would cost a lot less to advertise than the TV video because the fitness video is more relevant, right? So it has to do with that bid system. So yeah, you put in 15 cents maximum cost per view, but if you have the most relevant ad, you will pay the very, very least.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So basically, once you've got your how much to spend set up, you can target people based on locations. You can throw in zip codes. You can actually even target people based on a radius of 5 miles from this restaurant or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Then you can choose how you're going to target them based on their web activity, and this is the in-display ad, obviously, searching on YouTube. So when we searched on YouTube, our ad was triggered, right? So that would be the in-display right there. You can turn that off if you'd like. Watching videos on YouTube, that's the in-stream ad. And then include people browsing on the web, that just will allow your ad to show on any other partner websites, any websites on the Google Display Network. So you can choose those options. I usually leave them unless I just want it to be an in-display or just want it to be an in-stream. And then you get into the targeting. So we can target people based on their age, their gender. You can actually target people based on if they're a parent or not once you actually log into AdWords and do the final setup. But this is the basic setup right here. So one thing I want to point out is they have a ton of different interests built into YouTube for targeting. So let's say you want to target people that are interested in business. All you have to do is type in business. It'll bring up all the different options for targeting people that are interested in business, right? And you could see, if you're running, you could target people for a suit company or something like that. And basically, you should know what your audience is going to be into, and you can dig through these categories and find what exactly would fit what they're interested in and very easily target them there. So we'll just go ahead and click one of those for right now. Click done, and then we'll go ahead and save and continue. And then what it's going to do is have you log into your AdWords account and set up your billing, and then your ad will start running. Now, that is the basic campaign setup right there. That's pretty much the fastest and easiest way to get it up and get some targeted views. Now, obviously, there are a lot more of options, which we'll pull this slide back up real quick. And as you can see, these are the other targeting options. That was just the very basic one. You could target people based on their demographics, the topic of the video they're watching, interest based on their web browsing history, and that's what that interests category is. We all know Google tracks the living daylights out of us, and they know what we're interested in. That's how they target you there. You can place your ad on a specific website as well as a specific video or YouTube channel. And like I said, that can also be used to place your ad in front of your competitors' channels, which is great. You can target based on content keywords, which that is basically the content of whatever article or site. There's also search keywords, as you saw, neighborhoods, like I mentioned. There's remarketing built in. You could target people based on time of day or night, and the list really just goes on and on. And like I said, that's in the little more advanced campaign setup, but it's very straightforward and easy to do as well. Is that making sense to everybody? You all can see how easy it is to set up, how easy it would be to target your audience. Now, you could tell I like Star Wars, I guess. I keep putting these Star Wars GIFs in there. So, all right, but you can see how powerful and how easy to target people this is, and how you can get your message in front of people very, very easily. Now, imagine if you had this entire system where you had this system like this in place for your business, where you could generate on-demand traffic for literally a fraction of the price that other marketers or advertisers are paying. That would definitely be something that would be beneficial for your business, don't you think? Or even your client's business. You can grab a sip of water real quick, sorry.
All right, seeing some yeses here. Damn right. That's right, Peter.
Yeah, so I mean, like we've mentioned, dirt cheap traffic that is buyer traffic as well, and you can really use this to generate some huge buzz and even offer this as a service to other businesses. So, I know that this can be kind of overwhelming, and a lot of people don't really know where to start. And, there are all the, you can't just necessarily turn on the traffic source and expect for great results. Like when I first started doing this, I thought you could. And I just made whatever video, I would start running traffic to it and thought that because it was targeted, it was going to be fine. But ultimately, you really need to know how to structure each of these types of ads and how to get the most out of them. People on YouTube work a certain way, and there's a very specific way you have to build your video ads in order to get the results that you want. And that's why Zane and I went ahead and put together what we call Video Traffic Geyser. Now, this is the ultimate system for dominating any market, no matter how crowded or competitive it may be. And basically, here's what we go over inside. So as you saw, we talked a little bit about the traffic trifecta system. And that's the nitty-gritty practical application, like laying the foundation, all of that. We'll give you all the technical stuff on exactly how to set that up the right way so that once you do turn on these ads, you're actually getting the most out of your traffic. We'll talk a little bit about how you position yourself as the go-to resource for your offer or product and how to establish yourself as the the go-to person in that market. We'll show you a little bit about our first page, or Zane's first page sticking strategy for organic traffic, and that's for those long-lasting rankings, video optimization stuff. We'll talk about how to convert one video into multiple streams of ever-growing video traffic. Now, as you saw on our YouTube channel, basically we had I think there's 100 some videos on that channel. In reality, there's only 5, maybe 6. And those were all turned into, they were basically chopped up into a bunch of little videos that were then stitched together and all led back to whatever, our money page, if you will. So that's one of the things that's extremely important in this. Obviously, you don't want to go out, you might want to, but I would not want to go out and create 100 different videos. That's just way too much work. And then also the complete video ad system, and that's where I dive into exactly how to get the most out of these ads, how to craft your ad. We've got scripts, all that good stuff, templates, just so that you will get the most out of it. Because like I mentioned, this can be pretty overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing, and you really want to get the most out of it. And then we'll show you the best ways to zero in on your target audience, and really do that targeting, and not just based on interest, like compile targeting groups that have rabid fans that want to click through and actually buy this stuff. So then we'll also talk about we'll pull the curtain back even further on that $66,000 case study, and you'll get to see our targeting groups, how our different ads worked, and really get a behind-the-scenes look, something that we don't ever show anybody. You can honestly take this case study that we show you and duplicate our campaign and become our competitor the next time they launch the Amazing Selling Machine, which don't do that, please. But you can. So, is that something that people would be interested in, that you'd all want to check out?
Yes, one.
All right.
Lots of
cool.
ones.
So here's basically how all that works. So we've got a members area put together, and in that members area there are 4 different sessions. It's broken out into 4 easy to digest sessions, and within each of those sessions we have smaller videos that will walk you through the individual steps. Those were recorded live, and so there are some good examples. We've got some bouncing of ideas off of people. Anything from how do I use this for this specific business, or with this kind of client. So we go into all that, but then we've also got smaller videos that if you don't want to watch the whole live call, you can still get all the information that's covered in a more condensed, easy to digest version. Then we've got action plans that go with each and every session. So at the end of going through a session, we're going to give you an action plan that's going to ensure that you've got everything set up the right way. And those are just going to kind of help you keep on track and make sure you don't miss anything in the process along the way. We're throwing in 1 hour of milestone strategy sessions with myself and Zane. And what those are going to do is basically, as you're going through the course and the training, we're going to jump on a call with you. You're going to be able to, bounce ideas off of us and make sure, see, is this going to work for me, or what's the best way to lay the foundation so that when I do turn these ads on, I get the most out of that. So we're just going to basically hold you by the hand and make sure that you are setting everything up right the first time.
Yeah, and to that end, this is one of the first things that I wanted to make sure that we had in this course, because I know there's been a few other courses specific to AdWords for video that have come out, as well as AdWords courses. But the one thing that I didn't like about those, the content was great, but especially with something like this and putting money on the line for advertising, I personally have always wanted to have somebody like, okay, so I'm doing this. Is this the best way to go about doing it? Right? Just a little bit of confirmation. So that 1 hour milestone strategy session is to keep you on point so that you don't just consume the information and go, oh, that was a nice course. Because this is a phenomenal time to be using AdWords for video. Like, there's no other time that's going to be as good as now. So you need to get through that, and we want to be there to help you take those steps. So once you do get through a campaign or two, it's actually much less intimidating, and our job is to make it so you don't need us to walk you through that anymore. So keep that, I want you to know that that's an important part of this process. Yes, consume the information, but then open your email and send us a message, and we'll take you to that next level.
Yeah, definitely. And in addition to that, or also once you do have your campaign set up, one service that I offer to my clients is a video ads audit. So, say they have an advertising campaign set up, or they're like, this is how I want it to work. I go through and, basically sit down with them and be like, all right, this is what's working, this is what's not, change this, and basically give them a report card on their entire ad campaign. So once you do have this all set up, in addition to the hour of milestone strategies, we're going to go through and kind of go in and see exactly how your campaign is functioning and see if we can get something better out of it, improve it even further. And then we have a private mastermind community, which, it's great for everybody bouncing ideas off each other, getting help. So in session 1, that's the big picture. We talk about the key components of the system, what makes a good offer, and how to kind of position yourself as an authority, and really how to lay the foundation and optimizing your properties for long-term rankings. As you noticed, our YouTube channel was even ranking. So, there's a lot possible in there, but it all starts with that foundation. We'll talk a little bit about what else is possible. So if you want to sell your own product, someone else's, your own services, physical products, landing clients, if you want to sell high-ticket consulting, whatever you want to do, we just really dive into how these video ads and this traffic trifecta system will work for all of these different types of products and services. So really, like we mentioned, it works for anything. You just kind of have to get a little creative, and that's why we have this whole what else is possible section where we show you how it can be applied in your business or your client's business. We talk a little bit about traffic sources and setting up your remarketing. You get the action plan, then the case study as well. Then in session 2, talk a little bit about crafting your game plan, and that's how to set up your whole funnel and how those things work. And that's essentially, driving traffic from one video ultimately to the sales page. It has to be done in a certain way, and we talk all about that. Then we dive into the research phase, exactly how to, get all that research done in a way that's going to benefit your campaign in the long run and make it a lot easier to get this whole thing set up. Then we've got research hacks and tools of the trade, where we show you exactly how to figure out how you're going to target your audience. And also we've got the action plans. Session 3, we get rolling with the whole putting your plan in motion. And we talk a little bit about content generation strategies, crafting your sales videos as well as your ads, and just, setting up everything and getting it all rolling. And, get a little more into optimization, things like that. And then we go into the why haven't I heard this before section, where Zane shows some really awesome things you can do with YouTube, such as intro branding, interactive videos, in-video programming, and just a lot of things that most people don't know about. When I actually started working with Zane on this, I was blown away that you could do a lot of these things, and I had absolutely no idea, and those definitely helped out with the promo in general. Like that intro branding, we were able to add scarcity to every single one of our videos with a couple of clicks.
Yeah,
So
it was great. We ultimately called this the Uber optimization, because there's the optimization on-page SEO, but then there's all these other cool tools that no one really has seen, nor have they thought about how to leverage it in a direct sales sort of fashion like I have. So that's always the funnest session that I like to talk about.
yeah, definitely. And Zane does most of the teaching in that one. Then we've got session 4, which is the video ads catalyst. And this is the whole AdWords for video section. We're going to dive into all of the basics of AdWords for video, everything from the platform overview, advanced campaign setup for beginners and experts as well. Targeting options. We dive into how to track your conversions, and that's great for monitoring your campaign, especially if you have this going for a client. Talk all about that. We talk about monitoring and tweaking your campaigns, and then dive into when to use each type of ad. Now, as I mentioned, all ads are not created equally. There's the remarketing ads that have to be set up in a specific way. There's the in-stream ads, which also need to be set up and scripted in a certain way in order to get the viewer to click and get the end result. Like, those ads are basically pointless if it's just getting your face in front of them. You want to generate that buzz, or basically you want to get a response, and you need the calls to action. So we talk about when to use those types of ads, when to use in-display ads and why, how to craft everything. Basically, everything you need to know about these video ads. And as you can see, we go into the overall strategy, keeping the big G happy. You got to keep Google happy, because I know a lot of people have heard the horror stories about getting an account banned or losing everything. We'll show you exactly how to make sure that that doesn't happen. And then we'll dive into deciphering the analytics, all that good stuff, and then there's action plan, and of course you can always ask us questions whenever. So you probably, I can't really see the chat box, but is that something that people will be interested in and want to learn a little more about? Cool.
They're hanging on your every word. Yes. Yeah, they got a little bit of yes.
Okay. So what is the cost, right? So basically, the traffic trifecta system, we could sell that alone for $197. The case study is worth at least $197. As I mentioned, you can go in and basically swipe our entire campaign once you watch this video. We show you all our keywords, all our targeting groups, our ads, everything. You could literally go swipe that and go steal all our traffic next time. So that's worth at least that. The 1 hour call, Zane and I charge at least $350 an hour each. Video ads catalyst is my course. That goes for $397 with all those video ad scripts and all that good stuff. As I mentioned, I charge my clients at least $1,000 for any of this AdWords stuff. And you're going to get I will give you the audit like you were my client. Weekly action plans, those are $77. And the mastermind group, we could charge $97 a month for, which, total real world value of right around, a little over this actually, but $2,300 basically. And, we do like Anthony, so we're not going to charge anything near that. If you want to go ahead and check that out, you can run over to bonusrightnow.com/66K and see the additional details and get all that info from there.
And it's also in the chat box too.
Cool. Take a quick drink real quick. Sorry.
And I did twist these guys' arms to do a Black Friday only coupon. So I don't know what you said. Did you set that coupon up as Aries?
Yeah, it's just when you go to checkout, if you just throw in Aries, you will save a big chunk. Actually, we knocked $100 off the price.
So we got 20 of those. We got 20 of those coupon codes. Good to go for y'all.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But wait, there's more. We always like to add additional bonuses. So, just to help keep you up to, ahead of the curve, if you will. Now, a lot of this is based off of Google. I take that back. All of this is based off of Google, as you noticed. YouTube is owned by Google. And, we talked about using YouTube Hangouts and Google Plus and exactly setting all that stuff up. Well, basically every month, Zane has what he calls his Google Marketing Immersion course. Now, we all know that Google's constantly making changes to their platforms. And sometimes it's happened to me numerous times. I log into YouTube and go and try and do something I did yesterday, and it's completely changed or moved. Now, Zane teaches this course live every single month to make sure that everybody stays up to speed on this whole thing, right?
Yeah. I'll chat a little bit more about that real quick. Justin, will you put the URL in there? I didn't set it to all audience. I only sent the link out to organizers and panelists.
Yep,
So
for sure.
if you could do okay. So this immersion course, I've done enough courses where we all know that YouTube and Google like to change things a lot. So instead of calling it like a course, I just have a monthly class that happens the second week of each month. Right? We just finished November. We're going to be doing another one in December, and it goes through the main pillars, much like we talk about with the traffic trifecta. How to going through your YouTube channel, Google Plus properties, and the big one that everyone loves to learn more about is Hangouts. And this is more specifically directed towards what I did with Jason Fladlin, and actually he's not the only one that I've done this with. Yes, it's an awesome case study, but he's just one of many people that I've done this with, and I want to turn around and teach that to others because, again, no one really uses this to the level that Justin and I do, so it's a very, very rare commodity to have this skill set, to be somebody who can go in, set up a YouTube channel, be able to create content at a moment's notice as soon as the other person is ready or you have the research for it. So this class is designed to give you a refresher every month of all this stuff, so if anything changes, then you will be notified, and of course it comes with an awesome Google Plus community as well. So there it is, and I'll let Justin get to the rest.
Cool. Then we're also throwing in a video scripting guide, which, as I mentioned, you're going to get all of our scripts, but there's also other ways to. I have a whole guide on how to script a video, and basically like a webinar, if you will. One of the things you probably noticed in that case study is that a lot of our traffic was being ran to a webinar that was specifically designed to sell. So I have a whole guide on exactly how to put promotions like that together, so when you do start running the traffic to it, it's all good to go. And then we've got an interview with a real production company. I actually did that when Anthony was out there at the Marketer's Mansion. There was a whole video production crew that was sitting out there filming everything. And sometimes when you're running these types of ads, you're probably going to, you might run across a higher end client if that's what you do. And they're going to want a whole nice video produced, which is then an upsell. But we're going to talk or show you exactly how the process involved in hiring and working with a production company. And Zane has also got a video creation guy that you get our special rates locked in if you need higher end video production done.
Right, and that actually speaks more to this question that Sam had. Do you really have to make your own videos for the system to work? And absolutely not. There's been plenty of times, again, once I've seen that it's dialed in, it's very easy to be able to determine how much money is coming in and how much you can allocate towards paying somebody else to create video content. And if you know a lot of the stuff that we know, especially about the marketplace and whatnot, there's a lot of ways to save money on video production as well. So
yeah, And these videos also, like I've made videos with just PowerPoint, just strictly video sales letters where I'm just kind of reading the PowerPoint slide, and you can easily pay somebody to do that voiceover. We'll give you the scripting guide. So I mean, technically, you do have to make your own videos, but you don't have to be on the videos. They don't have to be in-person videos. I've, all these video creation softwares out there right now make stunning videos that you can very easily use to create the videos. Like honestly, creating the videos is one of the easiest parts. Once you get the scripting done, and we're basically showing you exactly how to. We have our formula, and we give you that formula of how we script these videos. So hopefully that helped answer that a little bit. Then we've got the video ads crash course that I'm throwing in as well, and that is my flagship video ads course that basically dives into everything about these video ads in a, and there's a bonus module about exactly how to sell this as a service to local businesses. So that's covered as well. And that's why I threw that in there, because I know Anthony was saying that a lot of people on the list, run consulting businesses or do marketing for other businesses as well. And he was really wanting to make sure that we taught about how to sell this as a service. So there's a whole module in there about selling this as a service to local businesses. And we've also got a guarantee for everybody, right? Now, we know that you are going to be happier than a camel on hump day.
Hump day?
That's our promise to you. And because of that, we have a 200% satisfaction guarantee. So the way that's going to work is if after 30 days you've put in the work, right, and for some odd reason you aren't seeing results, we're either going to work side by side with you to turn your campaign into a profitable one, or we're going to give you double your money back. Now, obviously, like I said, you are going to need to put in the work. If you don't do anything, it's not going to happen. But, we're so confident in this system working that we can offer that guarantee, especially since we're going to be sitting there working side by side with you. This is very attainable. I actually, I'm going to dive into a smaller case study in a few minutes here once we kind of get through some of this Q&A. But it works for lower ticket items as well. I used it to promote Explaindio, and I just mostly as a test, and it definitely worked there as well. And I've used it, in clients' businesses. This stuff flat out works, and it's so easy to get your message in front of the right people. And I think that's part of why it works so well. Is the targeting is insane.
Yeah, and a lot of these lower ticket items have dramatically lower competition than like ASM. Like ASM was one of the most in fact, that's why I reached out to Justin in the first place, was that, okay, I got to pull out of all the stops and see if I can really make this AdWords for video thing work. But when it's been done on lower ticket items, again, there's just not as many marketers who are thinking about YouTube, so it's very easy to leverage both organic and paid traffic. And then when people do catch on and start doing it more, it's the paid traffic that's going to keep you there, based on my experience.
Yeah, definitely. And, we actually, when we turned on the video ads and started doing this, we were able to take the number of sales that Zane had made in the past doing this promotion as well and make 4 times the sales this time around just by adding the video ads.
Yeah, it was a paradigm shifting experience for sure. I kicked myself. I was like, why didn't I contact Justin sooner?
Right. So, all right. Well, now I guess we can go ahead and open up for Q&A.
I'm excited about what you guys shared with us today. It's getting my brain working in ways I didn't think about with some stuff. It's just amazing. It's like and it's incredible. Like the 80% of inventory is available still. Like just mind-boggling that there's that much still available, which means it'll be a while before inventory. And what I'm trying to say with everyone listening is ad inventory. I don't know if you remember, they talked about that they're not selling 80% of the inventory that they have available. So that's huge. That means that it's going to be a while before prices go up on these views. Really what you want to do is get in, take advantage of this now while it's cheap, and learn how to do this now while it's cheap. You have to buy views anyways. You might as well do it the right way, and like Justin said, get something out of it too. I'm already here on ClickBank. I'm over here on ClickBank just to show you all. I don't know if, share my screen really quick here. Turn this presenter back to me.
Yeah.
And I'm over here on ClickBank looking at like offers that I can, stick in front of, do in-stream ads with. I'm already like sitting here checking out health offers.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Oh, and that's a huge market for this.
Well, and I also want to point out, like, one of the biggest reasons why we used Mike Chang as an example is because he's one of the very, very, very few marketers who are leveraging the AdWords platform to the level that it is, so that we can show you the examples. That's how few huge marketers are actually using this. We have to be very specific on who we use as an example, because it may not trigger the ads. I mean, we actually have a question here that says, how much are the costs per click? Because AdWords can cost an arm and a leg. And that's true. But think of it like this. Rewind 10, 15 years ago when AdWords first started out. The cost per click was crazy low. We're in the exact same position with AdWords for video. Make sense?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Chang has been smart. I've been watching Mike Chang for a few years now, and I know he's doing a business well over 8 figures a year.
Yep,
So,
$2 million a month.
It's huge. I'll turn this back over to you guys. I just wanted to show you like how it's got my brain working and my cogs going.
Yeah, no, you're all good. You're all good, man. That's, I was very, very stoked when it worked with affiliate products. That was actually something we were doing for a case study. And like I said, I'd been running these ads for clients and selling them as a service, but testing this a few times has opened up a whole new can of worms.
You know what would be interesting? I've never tested this out, and someone had asked about client acquisition. There was a question, I can't remember who had asked about that. They'd asked about how do you get clients to do this, service for. And I was just thinking, what just kind of popped in my brain right now. I don't know if this would work, but I just want to share this idea that I just had. I'm sure you've already driven around town, and you've seen one of those billboards that say, place your ad here. Have you ever seen one of those?
Yeah.
Ones, if anyone has seen any of those. Give me some ones if you've seen those billboards that say, place your ad here.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's actually, I'll pull that up real quick.
Jackie, Yui, Christine, Jason, Roger, Teresa, Ron, Rick. Okay, so we're getting lots of ones. Do you think that would work here in this case, where like you would target, like, let's say you could target viewers in Orlando, and you could say to them, they can be anywhere because it doesn't matter where you are, but I'm just using that as an example because you maybe want to, zone in on a certain area or something. You could put, hey, place your video ad here. Could you do that?
Yeah, I actually have ran campaigns like that. So, so one of the really cool things. So what I pulled up here, I hope I'm sharing the right screen. Everybody see the Google Display Planner?
Yep.
Okay, so basically what this thing is this will help you plan out your whole advertising campaign. It's from within AdWords, like the actual AdWords dashboard, and it's under Tools. Here's actually where you set up your conversions. There's a keyword planner, and there's a display planner right here. So the way this display planner works is you enter what your customers are interested in. So let's say we're targeting business owners, and you want to target local business owners. You can just type business right there and go ahead and say get placement ideas. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to pull all of the ad inventory available across all the websites on the Google Display Network, the mobile apps, and the videos, right? So you can see all these different websites, so keep in mind you can't run video ads on all the websites yet. But right here is one. You just have to kind of see if this little video is filled in. It'll say not accepted or accepted. But entrepreneur.com, don't you think business owners would probably be visiting that site? I would. And you can actually place your video ad on entrepreneur.com. And one of the ads I had was yeah, I'll pull it up. I'm actually in. Here we go. This is one of my ads I ran when I was first getting into this, and this was about, does YouTube advertising actually work? Tips for local business. This isn't going to a landing page anymore, but it did. And essentially what this was is this puppet talking that would pop onto the screen, and instantly he said, "Hey, business owner," which basically pre-qualified anybody that was on whatever, entrepreneur.com. I had it running on Forbes.com. I had it running on YouTube. And basically anybody that heard that was a business owner, it kind of went into, you're probably wondering if these types of ads work for your business. Well, they do. Click here to learn more kind of thing. And not quite your ad could be here, but it's a similar kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and what's good about that is you kept that short and sweet, right? They require you to make that longer than 30 seconds. What is it got to be, like 45 seconds? What's the minimum on those in streams?
I think the minimum is like 10 seconds. Like, I don't know if there is a minimum. I know there's a maximum of
the
something.
The minimum is at least 15 seconds.
Okay, 15
what
seconds.
I've heard so far.
Okay, so you can create like if someone clicks before 30 seconds, it's free, right?
Yeah, as long as your video is at least 30 seconds. So you're going to pay, say your video is 15 seconds long. If they watch 15 seconds, you're going to pay for the video or the view.
Got it.
So
Okay.
you want to make sure it's at least 30 seconds long so that they can click before the 30 seconds is over.
Right. So you would do like a little 40-second ad, like what you did. You kind of left an open loop there. You're like, which was really smart the way you did that. You scripted it. You're like, hey business owner, are you wondering if these YouTube ads actually work? Well, they do. Let me show you why. Click here.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of open looped it, which is great. You got them off of YouTube over to you, and then you could just create like what I would guess probably the best thing to do would be to create a squeeze page, drive them to a squeeze page for, get 5 tips on making this work for your business or something like that.
That's exactly what we did. We had a landing page that said, here's our free, state of video marketing or something report.
Mm-hmm.
And here, put your email here to download that. And it was basically our, information about how we could do this for their business.
And also notice that you see that the video that was advertised was not a video that Justin did himself. He got somebody else to create the video.
Yeah.
And I can also attest to that, just like Anthony was pointing out earlier in the webinar, that you don't want to buy views from Fiverr, but you can get people, talented people that are willing to do a voiceover or get in front of a camera or whatever that may be, who are totally willing to do that, and you have a very easy way to outsource the content that you don't want to make and still position it in a way where you end up profiting the very most.
Yeah, one thing, it was actually a question that Dan asked. He said basically right here on this entrepreneur.com, you can see that historically the cost per click is $2 to $2.50. Guess what? It's not with videos. It's definitely not $2 and $2.50 because you're not paying for clicks. You're paying for views, and those views are still dirt cheap. So where other advertisers are paying $2 to $2.50 per click to have these other types of ads on entrepreneur.com, your video shows up. It will autoplay as well. So it's like an in-stream ad on that website, or at least it does on some websites. And the viewer actually has to go pause it or something like that. It autoplays, and you're paying pennies on the dollar, literally pennies on the dollar, to advertise to this same market just because you're running a video ad.
Yeah, very good point. And one thing I'll...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's why these video ads are so awesome. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. That was a great question, Dan.
Yeah, very good question. And Sam asks, don't you do list building? And that reminded me of what we were discussing a little bit about the case study and the promotion, because our intent was to list build in addition with our building interest, like kind of the part of the pre-launch, and there was a weird hink that happened, and we couldn't get the traffic from YouTube to the website quickly. Right, it was in the we were full into the promotion, and it wasn't working. So we just kind of threw our hands up in the air and went, well, okay, we can't do that right now. We need to focus on just what's happening with YouTube.
Yeah, basically, we didn't plan far enough in advance is what happened. It definitely works, but we did not plan far enough in advance. We basically, with the pre-launch, basically what happened is the product ended up launching, and it was more beneficial for us to not do the list building, because when you're building a list, you have to spend a couple days with some follow-up emails. Well, this launch was only a week long, or whatever, 8 days long, so we had to quickly. We didn't have time for a 4-day follow-up series with a week-long launch was the thing. But traditionally, you would list build.
Yeah, and so my point was that we did want to list build, and we do plan on continuing to list build. It's a good part of the strategy. But when Anthony says like we generated all this money from just YouTube, that was straight up true. Like we had a hink. It was an issue. We would have preferred to list build at the same time, but it didn't work at the time for us. So, but we did generate all that commission strictly through YouTube, and just so that you know that we're level on that. And of course, we encourage you to list build beyond that, because it does a very good job and it will benefit you in the future.
Yeah, well, and we're currently collecting leads from this campaign now, or from that whole ASM thing. We're still building a list as we speak. We're just not running traffic. We're getting all that organic traffic in the off season, and they now are going through our follow-up series. So by the time ASM opens up again, we have that list, and we're not starting from zero again. But that being said, you do not need a list. And somebody, Sandro, is asking, do we show how to build a list in the course? And definitely that bonus of video ads crash course, that's structured in a way that basically that course is about how to build that list, or build a list using these type of ads. And Howard actually has a great question that I completely overlooked. I meant to point this out earlier. We talked a little bit about having Google take the risk for you. All you have to do is Google AdWords coupon. The first result that comes up is actually this $75 one when you spend $25. But the other day, Zane pointed out to me that if you Google AdWords coupon 100, you'll get this right here, which is the first search result. And basically, they're saying that if you spend $25, which Anthony, you were saying you had $2 a day, right? Whatever. That's like 12 days of running your traffic. That's a ton of views. Or you just spend the $25 up front. But basically, you spend $25, they give you $100 for free. And $100 at 2 cents a view or whatever, you're going to get a
boatload of views.
Of traffic, basically. And all you have to do is just fill this little form out. They'll email you the coupon.
Yeah. And I also want to point out, since we're on this screen right now, Justin and I have been playing around with the AdWords for video for long enough that we do remember there was a time that you didn't even have to spend the $25. They just gave you $75 or $100. So it's getting to the point, like the people can hear the whispers a little bit more. There's more and more chatter about this, and Google knows that. So they're raising the bar of the entry level just a little bit higher, making it a little bit harder. Eventually, we'll get to the point where there are no coupons because it's in such high demand that Google doesn't have to offer coupons. So let this be a warning to all of you. Jump on this right now, because as you can see, there's already been some changes where you actually have to put a little bit of money in. So do yourself a favor, get in now so that you can leverage this to the very, very greatest amount that it possibly can, because it will change. We will have fewer and fewer advantages as time goes on. So let that story be a lesson to you.
For sure. All right. Look, there's a ton of questions in here. So if we missed your question, feel free to drop it in the chat box. And yeah.
One of the first questions that's come up from Peter, I'll paraphrase, but he's frustrated with the YouTube marketing because he's actually got some decent traffic to his website from YouTube, but not a lot of purchases, and he doesn't really know what to do. At this point, actually, this is a really good sign. It means that the traffic from YouTube to your website, like that people are jumping over and saying, yes, I want to do this, but they're going over to the affiliate link and they're not buying. That actually has more to do with where they're landing than with where you're sent, how you sent them. So maybe this is an opportunity where you should be connecting with the merchant and seeing if there's a way that you can have a more effective landing page. Because I bet you if somebody contacted me and said, you know what, I'm sending a lot of traffic to you, but I'm not getting any conversions. You want to help me out? Hell yeah, I'm going to be all over that. If someone's showing me that they're driving traffic to my offer, I want to do everything I can to improve that. So again, consider that more of a win, Peter, because you're actually driving traffic. You're doing half the battle right now, but they're landing on a page that your traffic, for whatever reason, isn't responsive, and it has more to do with the offer, the page. I mean, there's all sorts of things that can go into that. So again, think of it more as a win, because that's actually really good.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Jim is asking if YouTube's terms of service allow you to use a redirect. They don't, but they don't really stop you. So it is against the terms of service, but I know a lot of marketers who do use redirects with their associated website. And truth be told, we did. I've ran campaigns.
Yeah.
With a redirect, I wouldn't. If you can not use a redirect, I would definitely not use one. But if you have no choice, you can redirect to your affiliate link or something along those lines. But a better way to do that is going to be throw up a bonus page and say something like, hey, when you pick up this from my link or from the button below, I'm going to throw in all of these bonuses. And that's actually how let me actually show you how this explained to you. I'll give you a quick rundown on how I actually that bonus case study.
And I'll say I've been in that boat before as well. It's again technically against the terms and conditions, and I've had both things happen. I've never had an account banned, but as soon as YouTube found out and they didn't like it, they said, okay, that you can't do this. So I wasn't banned, but I was warned, hey, don't do that. But there's been plenty of other times where I have done a redirect and they didn't care. So it's a buyer beware, use at your own risk. It is against the terms and conditions, but we want you to be aware that what we've done, full disclosure. So use your own risk assessment on how you want to move forward with this.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, like Anthony mentioned, I actually did this with a lower price product, which was Explaindio, and I believe it was like $37, something along those lines. And I basically set up my ad campaign to drive traffic back to my associated site, which is my website. And on here, you can see I put together a nice little bonus page saying when you pick up, when you pick this up from my link, you're going to get these as bonuses, right? And so here's how to claim it, whatever. And that's basically how this worked. So I was driving traffic I set up a whole campaign targeting people who were interested in online video creators, also people who were searching for Explaindio. It was a pretty big launch. It generated a lot of buzz, and I was able to get my ad to show up based on some keywords, right? Like Explaindio bonus and things like that. So basically, once they would pick it up through my link, they got the bonuses. But long story short, I ended up investing, I believe it was like $90, 80 some dollars in ad spend, and I made 5 sales as a direct result of my advertising campaign. And the reason I know that is because I had separate landing pages set up, so I was able to track that and use conversion tracking, things like that. But I was able to make 5 sales and make 120, 130 some dollars just off the front end. Then there's also the whole funnel, which I'm not 100% positive where all those back end sales, the OTO sales came from. So odds are I probably made a little more on that. But it was still very it was still a profitable campaign. Obviously it wasn't 9,000% ROI, but it was a small ticket item. So it's very doable for any product as well.
Yeah, well said.
Nice.
So
another question that's come up is that, and it was discussed a little bit, but how does the cost per click on YouTube compare to traditional AdWords cost per click? And it was asking about our case study, and it was something that as we did a quick test, and again what was it? It was like we were getting like 32 cents a click on the video ads, and it was like 50 cents a click with AdWords. Something like
yeah, so the AdWords that we were running, it ended up being more, but so we ended up setting up an actual AdWords campaign, not just AdWords for video, but that traffic was being driven to YouTube. So it was just another way to get our ad triggered because we'd already made money, wanted to try something else out.
Yeah.
And it ended up being much higher. Our cost per view ended up being like $1 or something.
Yeah, that's what it was.
To get a good view, whereas our cost per view running them within YouTube AdWords for video was 2 and 3 cents. So.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask, is it have you ever tried this, Zane? Are you allowed to link from a YouTube video to a Google Plus page?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what do? You just authorize that in Webmaster, and you could link from the video to a Google Plus community page?
Yeah, actually, come to find out, I just recently learned that you can actually link multiple websites to one channel. You just have to go through specifically Webmaster, right? So you can add your Google Plus profile to it, a community. I've done it plenty of times, like Justin had pointed out earlier, using AdWords and pointed to the community, because we wanted to drive people, say, hey, if you come to the community, we can have a more in-depth conversation if you have more pressing questions, because we were very close to the end of the promotion, right? So both ways, paid or organic, you can link to your Google Plus stuff.
Yes, definitely. It's a really good question. Ian, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry. But what are the rules for linking a video to a squeeze page? It depends, but essentially you're not really supposed to do it. So a way around that is to use an external annotation. So you can link your video via external annotation to any of your web page. There's no terms of service or whatever saying you can't send them to a squeeze page using an annotation. All that you're not allowed to do is use the actual ad itself. So you can't just take that in-stream ad and run it directly to a squeeze page. You have to run the in-stream ad to another video that has an external annotation going to your squeeze page, if that makes sense. So that's how we get around having that whole, apply by the terms of service thing. It's just by using external annotations.
Got it.
Peter asks, is the AdWords for video worldwide? And yes, it is.
Yeah, definitely. And you can target people. I'm going to pull this up real quick.
Who on the call did not see my case study that I emailed you? Give me a 1 if you did not see the case study that I sent out this past week. Keith missed it. Sandra missed it. Teresa missed it. Okay. Let me get you the link for that too. I'm going to give that to you right now. Make sure you watch that because it's really, really good.
Yeah. So real quick, just to kind of show a little bit, I'll pull back to show you how it kind of looks inside of the AdWords for video dashboard. So let's go inside AdWords and click on all video campaigns. That'll pull up our different video campaigns that we have. And one thing that's really cool is this is another way to set up the campaigns, is the more advanced setup that we go through in the actual course itself. But right here, geographical locations. So check this out. You can click on this advanced search. It'll pull up a little box. And I mentioned radius targeting. So let's say you run a gutter cleaning business in Denver. And let's see. You want to go to Denver, Colorado, right here. So it will pull up. You can target based on city. But here's this radius targeting. So let's say I want to target everybody within a 5-mile radius of Denver, and you can actually put an actual address in here, like I don't know, whatever you'd want, like 100 Broadway or something. Denver. Let's see if that pulls anything up. I don't even know if that's an address. But you can basically throw in any address and say, I want to target people, there it goes, within a 5-mile radius of this street. Yeah, I think that's somewhere.
So like I was saying earlier, like
You
target,
get the point.
like I was saying earlier, like target Orlando, right? Like I could target
Yeah.
people in Orlando.
Yeah, definitely. So, if you are running these ads for a business or for yourself, even if you want to target people within, a 5-mile radius of a restaurant, right before lunchtime, even, that works. You'd be like, hey, come check out our happy hour specials or whatever you want to do. You can target that way, right? So there's that. Here's where you set up your video ad in here. But one thing I wanted to point out is you can schedule your ads for certain hours and times of day. So you can say, Monday, I want my ad running from this time to this time, right? Or say I don't want to run my ad on Monday. And so you can schedule exactly when your ads will show to specifically target your target market, right? So you can even target people based on what kind of device they're using, whether or not they're on Wi-Fi, what operating system they have. You can get extremely targeted with this stuff.
And Jim, yes, you can also target by zip code as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I've mentioned remarketing lists a little bit. Here's a little bit about how to do those remarketing lists. You can see we've got remarketing lists of 180,000 people, 27,000 people, and these are basically all you have to do is once you link up a YouTube account to your AdWords account, you can build remarketing lists based on any of these things right here. So whether they viewed a video from your channel, visited a channel page, commented, liked, disliked, watched a certain video, watched an ad. So you can get really, really sneaky with this remarketing stuff. And that's actually what we did on that ASM promo. We had, anybody that watched a video from our channel, we were able to then set up a remarketing ad saying, you've heard of Amazing Selling Machine. Now check out the awesome bonus package or something along those lines. And then use that to drive them back to the sales page with all the bonuses again. So that's an extremely effective method of targeting people because you're only targeting people that know what you're talking about, right?
Love it. Well, the reason that's important too is if you're working with local businesses, they don't want to waste money on views that aren't going to be relevant to their business. So, for example, I got a couple of local attorneys that I know that are going to eat this up, and so, but they're not going to want to pay for views outside of Orlando. And attorneys love billboards, so I don't know why they wouldn't love this. It makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah,
them-
there's.
Good.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Well, I was going to say, like, there's a lot of more and more content out there. I mean, just between 2012 and now, there's been a major influx of quality content flowing into YouTube just because, as I pointed out before, there's so many more people are seeing YouTube as just the destination site. So a lot of smart content creators are specifically putting their content on YouTube. To that end, I've seen a couple of very, very successful YouTube channels that are directed at specifically when you get on the wrong side of the law and what to do about that, and things like injury lawyer and things like that. There's a lot more content out there that attorneys can leverage and put their ads on beyond just them making a video, right? There's a lot of people giving really good content around legal content, which just wasn't a thing a few years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, right here, I went on YouTube, I looked up injury lawyer. Here's somebody that's running an ad. They know I'm in Colorado, right? So they are targeting me based on where I'm at, right? They know I'm in Colorado. So this ad is being ran to me because that's one of their keywords that's going to trigger this ad, right? And you can also set it up, I mentioned placements. So let's say you want to if you are running them for lawyers, we'll just go and search lawyer, right? And there's this cool thing in here, filters. So you can see any video that's related to a lawyer, and you can go through and take all of these. I mean, some of these probably aren't the best, but you can plug these into your AdWords campaign and say, I want my video to run in front of all of these videos.
Yeah, you can make it pinpoint to each individual URL and or YouTube channel. You can say,
Yeah, so
I
that's
want
cool.
my ads specifically to run on all of the videos on this person's channel. If you just so happen to find a channel that has a lot of really, really good targeted traffic.
Yeah, like the lawyer rapper Mike. No.
Yep.
Okay.
And to answer Boris's question that just came up, says, is this course only for local business? Can we promote affiliate products? Boris, this is everything. We go through teaching about the affiliate products and how to leverage that, because that's the main flagship of our case study. But there was plenty of other opportunities where we've had experiences, as well as questions that were asked during the recording of these sessions, where it has a nice solid cover of online and offline and affiliate stuff. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. And then, yeah, I just want to mention that coupon code one more time. I know that a couple people were asking, and we do have that set up for the first 20 people, and all you have to do when you check out is throw in Aries into the coupon box, and we set that up for $100 off for anybody, just for doing that. I'm not exactly sure how many we have left, but I know that I think at least half of them are gone just by kind of double checking here. Yeah, I think about half are gone so far. So.
And Jim asks, how would you use this for physical products? Again, this goes back to understanding the audience, what people are searching for, those kinds of things. And once you understand that, then it's a very simple process to put together the proper funnel that will drive traffic to like a physical product, like say an Amazon product, right? That's more of what we've been diving into in recently, is exploring more ways that we can leverage YouTube for physical products, since we don't only just sell the ASM stuff, but we're also students of it. So as we dig more, we'll be also divulging what we're learning as well. But it fits very much the same process as if you want to get people to opt into your list or drive people to a webinar. It starts on YouTube and it gets the interest, and then you just push them to wherever you want them to go. And again, we discuss more of that in detail in the course. But again, the physical product stuff goes hand in hand with just about any other product that you want to offer.
Yeah, it's all about just seeing how all that, like the best way to promote it. And that's why we do have those strategy calls. So when you pick this up and you start creating your ad campaigns and just planning out how you're going to promote whatever it is you're promoting, then we will jump on a call with you and point you in the right direction, help you brainstorm ideas as far as how am I going to craft my ad, how am I going to appeal to my market the best way, all that good stuff. So we'll be there right next to you, helping you along the way, making sure that you succeed. Because like I mentioned, I've done this for clients. We've done this for affiliate promotions, done this for landing clients in my own business. There are unlimited uses for this, and once you get familiar with it, they just start kind of popping in your head. It kind of gets confusing at first, but not like once you get through the first one, I don't know, everything just clicks, and the training lays all that out for you as well.
And also remember that it's not just the training, but once you go through the training and as you're taking each step, you have those milestone discussions, and you'll learn more about how those milestone discussions are broken down, because they're broken down specifically to make sure that you take action and then we come back so we have something to talk about, and it goes step by step through the education. So most definitely go through the education, but write down all your questions and things like that so you can bring them to the table in our milestone chats. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. And I see we've got few people in. Welcome in Peter. Welcome Yui Hitman. Let's see.
Steve just asked to join the private community, so be letting you all in there as well. So welcome,
Cool.
Steve.
For sure. Let's see.
Giddy up, giddy up. This is awesome stuff.
All right, sorry, I'm still getting a ton of questions in here.
Yep, there's Alan. Wow, more. Wow. Okay, a lot of people have just asked to join the Facebook group, so apparently a bunch of you just joined all at once. So welcome, getting you all in here and getting everything set up. This is really cool. We're very excited about that, and I'm looking forward because one of the best ways that I know how to learn anything is to teach it. So I'm actually excited to have all of you go through this content and then set up these milestone chats, because I know that by helping you, I'll learn new things too. And this is just a beyond fascinating topic for me. So I just can't wait to see and get into those mastermind chats and see how your channel and your campaigns are developing, and probably show some even more awesome case studies than the one we showed you today.
Yeah, and we are going to be adding more as well as time goes on. Like, I'm constantly, I love this kind of stuff and like seeing what else I can do with it, and we'll be adding those to the members area, as well as the mastermind group, sharing case studies and just bouncing ideas off of everybody, and everybody learning from each other. And I know, let's see, Alexandra was asking if this is similar to the speed ranking system. They're different, but they complement each other very, very well, because the whole speed ranking system is about getting that organic traffic, which, like we mentioned in the promo or in the case study, we did get some organic traffic. A lot of it came from paid ads, but we really, half-assed the organic traffic side of things, where if we had actually put more work into the ranking part of it, like actually, throwing backlinks at it and things like that, other than just optimizing the video in general, we would have got probably even more traffic. So, all of Anthony's students that have that are going to have a serious advantage over a lot of people that are just running the ads as well.
Well, if y'all saw the case study that I did this past week, it's a great example of how I'm going to start doing this too with my optimization stuff.
Oh yeah, and I really enjoyed that because how I got started back in 2008 was video game traffic, and it's really cool to see that, because I actually got made fun of a little bit. It's like, okay, well, this only works for video games, and I'm like, no. So then I spent a couple of years perfecting it, making sure that anybody could do it, and it's like, okay, yes, that works. But then to come back and see somebody like Anthony being like, oh yeah, check it out, like I got all this traffic from video game stuff. I'm like, that is so cool. Yes. Yeah. Because, well, and Anthony, I'm sure you're reading the writing on the walls just like I am, that there's so much there. I mean, there's at least 4 or 5 articles on Real SEO talking about how lucrative video games are on YouTube. And again, the nerd in me is like, yee, that's so awesome.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It is true.
Steve, he's stoked. Choosing clients want to work with. Looking forward to everything that we'll be teaching. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you in there. Just got you into the group too, Steve.
Nice. Yeah, and for those that are in, I see a couple people asking, where's the link to the mastermind group, and that's under the bonus tab in the members area. So if you just click on the bonuses, you can see all the bonuses we've got in there, as well as a link to the to join the group. So. Cool.
Yep, just got a few more in. I see Roger, just added him. Welcome, Roger.
Oh yeah, it looks like there's only a couple of those coupon codes left as well. So definitely jump on that.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see how excited people are about this. You guys did a really good job. This wasn't like a polished presentation or anything, folks. This is these guys are low key, and we kind of just, they put this together for me because they had only showed this to their community. They put this together for me to show all you. So I think you did a great job for what y'all did in such a short amount of time putting this together.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Anthony.
definitely. Thanks. And did everybody, I always like to know after giving a presentation, did everybody get value out of this, learn something new?
I sure did.
You know, awesome.
Jim says yes. Rick says, but I'm pretty sure that's a yes.
What is a new two-page opt-in process, Jim? He's asking if you can drive YouTube ads traffic to the new two-page opt-in process. Basically, you can drive this traffic anywhere you'd like, as long as it's set up like the way we teach you, with the external annotations, all that good stuff. But
yeah. Oh, Christine says light bulbs and fireworks are going off with
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
So awesome.
Exactly.
wouldn't have bought it if I didn't. Cool, awesome, Steve. Thanks.
Oh, and Rick says A is for clapping, so a lot of A's, lots of clapping. Awesome. Thank you, Rick.
Awesome.
How many clients, out of curiosity, are you managing doing PPC, Justin?
I take them on pretty selectively now. Like I mentioned, I used to. I've kind of moved my business a little bit more towards the online marketing kind of thing, just because I don't have a client that's going to be able to get me $66,000 in a week. But kind of, I don't know. It made more sense to kind of ditch a lot of my clients. So right now I've only got like 2 or 3, but they're bigger clients, like worldwide clients that run clothing companies and things like that.
Are you running it through the Google? What is it? Google Edge program? Is that what it's called?
That's just through their AdWords account, basically. Is that what the Google Edge program? I think I've heard of that. What is that though?
I think it's when you become certified to become like a Google PPC consultant. I think it's called.
Yeah. No, they actually just opened up that's the Partners program, I think.
The Partners. It used to be called Google Edge, though, wasn't it? Google Edge.
Yeah. I think that they're redoing all that right now. So I'm actually in the process of going through. They just released a new AdWords for Video certification, actually, which I'm pretty excited about.
I need to go through that.
It's brand new.
Nice.
So So I'm about to go take all those tests in the next
very cool.
quick here.
Yeah,
so,
I'm just hearing about this too.
So you would like run those clients through your own AdWords account, or do you run it through their AdWords account? How do you?
I like to get them the coupon, and you can manage all your clients through what's called My Client Center or MCC, and within My Client Center you'll have a bunch of different accounts basically. So I can have my account as well as my clients' accounts that I can access through my dashboard. And I can create them a new account from within there, or they can create one and I can link it up.
Yep.
But basically, if I create a new account and we spend $25, they get $100 credit. So that's like a bonus for them signing up. So I always create them their own account. Another reason I always like to do that is so I'm not paying for their ads on my credit card.
Right. And Google used to set these up for you. They still doing that?
Oh, yeah. You can call Google, and they'll help you, they'll help you set up your whole ad campaign as well.
For your clients, right? You can. So Google will basically do the work for you. This is an awesome little loophole. They'll actually do the work for you and set up the whole account for your client.
Yeah, and they'll help you manage it for the first, I think it's like 90 days or something.
I will throw this in, and maybe things have changed a little bit now that they have a new certification specifically for AdWords for video. But I always wait to call Google until I have something set up and I have some results, because every time I've been like, hey, will you help me? They've just kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, just kind of half-assed the initial campaign. But every time I've called them and said, okay, this is what I've done and this is what I've experienced and I need your help now, the conversation is much shorter and the end result is much more effective. So food for thought, right? You go through the content, make sure you understand it, then set up the campaign, then go through us with the milestone stuff, and then sit down with AdWords, because then you have some very effective data. And also understand you're talking to somebody in a call center, so they're not super vested, but if you give them something to work with, the conversation will run much smoother.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Jim points out, he said the lead pages uses a 2-page opt-in process where you click a button where you want more information. And I'll tell you, Jim, actually, I think that would be it would be easier to get past any compliance issue with that two-page system, right? Because YouTube and Google don't want to send users directly to a page where you pull their name and email address. But if you push them to a page that says "click here for more information," they got no problem with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if
and
the
like I
next page
said,
is where you get your email address.
yeah, and even if you are just sending directly to a squeeze page, as long as you do that via annotation and not through that call to action overlay. And inside the course, if that's not quite making sense, inside the course we cover all of that, like how to enable your account for external annotations and how to build the click into the video to actually get your viewer to want to click. Then you don't have to worry about where you send the traffic as long as it's hosted on the associated website, whether that be your client's website or your website,
Yeah. Wow, look at that. We've still got a ton of people on this call. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've been going
awesome.
almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah, no, that is awesome.
I could talk forever on this.
Let me ask a question that, who's ever paying attention right now, if you're on the fence about this, first of all, it's an uncomfortable place to be, being on the fence. So let us know, what's keeping you on the fence. If there's something that we can help answer for you. For those of you that did come on board, first of all, congratulations and thank you. You've made a wise decision. You already know that YouTube isn't going anywhere, and this is really the next biggest boom happening online. So investing in this is really smart. That's why I'm saying congratulations.
Welcome, Keith. New one.
Yeah. Now, if you're not on the fence, if you're on the fence, let us know what it is that's keeping you there. Because, like I said, it's an uncomfortable place to be, and let us help you. Figure out whether or not you want to come on board. If you don't want to come on board, that's okay. No problem. If you're thinking about it and there's something holding you back, let us know so that we can help. We can help you answer that question. Or I stand by both of these guys. I've known them for years, not last month, and I'm not saying that we're buddies and we just talk online. I've actually gone to dinner with these guys. I've shared a house with these guys.
Yeah, right.
We've partied together out at nightclubs in Vegas. So I stand by these guys. That's why they're here. That's why I'm taking time on my Black Friday away from my family to share them with you and what they've got cooking. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like some people are saying making their own videos is difficult and what's holding them back. That's really not difficult.
Here's what I'm willing to do as an additional bonus. Besides the coupon code that I wrangled for you, I'll give you a list of my best video producers. So I'll give you a list of my top puppet producers. I'll give you a list of my top animated video producers. I'll give you a list also of my top slideshow video producers, and my easy sketch, the people that do the hand sketchers, those guys. I'll give you the list of those guys, and I'll even give you a list of my top voiceover folks. So
wow.
I haven't compiled any of that. I just kind of have that idea right now. I'll have to put that into a PDF. Right now, that is available inside my Speed Rankers training, which is like a $500 course. I'm going to go in and put all those people into a PDF for you and give those to all of you as a bonus. You'll need to hit up my support desk. So it's anthonyshelpdesk.com. Send us your proof of purchase and give me a few days to put that together and get that out to you, because I wasn't planning on doing that. I kind of just came up with that right now. If that's something that folks are having a hard time with, and it's keeping them from getting this, I will give you a list of all the top video producers that I've used that do puppets, animated videos, slideshow videos, and the hand-drawn doodle sketch videos, and also my voiceover people.
Awesome, man. Along those same lines, in the course we have, or in the members area, we actually have scripts along with video walkthroughs. So for the in-stream videos, I have a specific script that I use that we use on these kinds of ads, that basically there's 6 questions that you answer and basically fill in the blanks from there. And then there's a whole video walkthrough explaining exactly how to use that script. And that makes the video creation extremely easy. Once you have that script, you can just go like that puppet video. I got that made on Fiverr just by using my little script. And that script is actually also designed to get you that free traffic we were talking about, where we build that, build the click into the video and get them to click ahead of time or before we have to pay. So you get all those scripts as well.
And one thing that final thing I want to add to the whole video creation part is that's one of the major focuses that I have in the Google Marketing Immersion class that's offered as a bonus as a part of this, is that not only is it meant to show you all the updated stuff that's happening with YouTube and Google Plus and Hangouts, but again, it's directed at leveraging these new tools that a lot of people are unaware of. But once you get the hang of it, you are such a valued entity because it's so rare that you can, again, basically pick up this virtual camera and point it at anybody. And the majority of my affiliate sales over the years have always come through some kind of interview with the product creator itself. And the best part about that is that you don't have to come up with any content yourself. You're just, again, basically pointing a virtual camera at somebody in a Hangout, and it automatically creates the content and puts it on your YouTube channel. So there are many ways that you can generate content, either through a fully outsourced scenario like Anthony's pointing out, or something where it's again still a little bit some of your effort, but you're not actually on camera. If you look at that YouTube channel, it's like 90% Jason Fladlin, and every once in a while you see me ask a question of, well, what's the next bonus, Jason? And that's it. He does 90% of the work because he's the guy who knows all the information. So if video creation is something that sounds kind of scary, we have all the possible ways to remove that fear so you can push through that and make that content and get that traffic.
And to clarify, Jason had all the information about that product and that promo, but you guys brought to the table all the information on how to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we brought the traffic. So, I mean, you could even go approach a top-level affiliate like that and say, look, I've got this system. I'll do all the hard work. I just want to team up with you and, split the commission or something like that, and basically interview them. Or whatever, have them talk about it because they know all that, and then just basically drive traffic to what they're doing, and just take advantage of one part they're not, and borrow all the credibility from them. And in session 3, actually, right here, I got that pulled up again. We talk a lot about content generation strategies. We had a live call that we had a lot of people asking questions about their specific. How would I generate content for my physical product, or how would I do this if I'm selling this kind of service? So there's a lot of ideas thrown around in there that'll really get your brain turning, your wheels spinning, and go from there.
Good stuff.
Cool. Let's see. All right, I think we pretty much answered all the questions. Unless we missed any, we'll stick around for another few minutes and see if anyone's got any more. But
well, we do have one from Pete. How long is the offer going to be available?
Haven't really. I think not quite sure what we decided on. We'll have to talk to Anthony, and it's kind of up to him,
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, Pete was asking how long the offer, the bonusrightnow.com/66K. How long are we going to be have that open?
I think we've got, according to my count, we've got 5 coupon codes left. So probably leave it up till they go.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's see. Jim's asking why Facebook ads with a YouTube embedded video wouldn't be better to promote an Amazon physical product, or any product for that matter, than using YouTube ads. It's a completely different platform, so you're going to be able to to target and reach people in a different way. Like you can really, Facebook, you can target people that have raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested in, you know, I don't know, swimming and snorkeling or something like that, if it's a snorkeling product, whatever. Whereas on YouTube, you can actually place that ad in front of videos that people interested in that would be watching. So it's just a different platform, and it's going to be kind of, I don't know. Okay, look at it this way. There are more native ads on. It fits in better with YouTube, and you know, since Facebook's. I don't know.
Well, one thing I did want to say, because we're just in this. There's another product that we're working on where we're in that position right now. We have a very, very large fan base on a specific page on Facebook, and we thought we could do that and you know exactly what you're talking about. But Facebook is being really stingy with the amount of exposure that the page is getting. I'm sure you're all familiar with EdgeRank, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you put all this effort into getting this fan base, and then Facebook says, meh, you can only get exposure to a portion of them, and it's their way of getting more people to use their paid platform. So if you're going to put the effort in, I would say put it into YouTube and the paid ads, and that way you know that the effort that you put into, like say when people start subscribing and commenting to your channel because they enjoy it, you'll have that exposure that you wouldn't have on Facebook. So there's that, but to that end also, I would use both. I would use Facebook and YouTube because both are very effective platforms. Just understand that they are two different platforms and need to be treated as such, but don't shoot yourself in the foot and sacrifice one for the other. Try both, but I'd start out with YouTube first because that's
YouTube's so cheap right now also. A lot of people are advertising on Facebook and the cost has gone up. You know, you're not going to, odds are you're not going to be able to get views to your video for 2 and 3 cents through Facebook.
No way. Not now.
So I mean that now that I actually think about it, that would be the major benefit, is you're going to pay a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, well said.
You know, I think it's funny, like this has been around for a while, and I think that the big objection that people have is what a lot of folks on this call have is like, well, what about the video? What about producing the video? I think that's what's kept it as cheap as it has, but like Zane said, the whispers are getting louder and louder, and Facebook is losing steam, not completely, but like people are, you know, getting frustrated with certain things that are going on over there, and they're going to move to another ad platform, and it's going to eventually be this one. And if you become well versed in it now while it's inexpensive, you're going to be awesome later on when everyone comes running over. You'll already be up and running and way ahead of the game.
Yeah. Well, and Jim brings up a good point. Like videos that are able to convert is the real issue, and I agree. Like it's not about being able to get the traffic. We can point the traffic. We can do all sorts of fancy stuff. But getting that video, you just have to be willing to play around with it and experiment with it, much like you do when it comes to optimizing your website. Right? You know, I got a bunch of traffic to my website, but no one's buying. Okay, let's figure out why that is. Again, it's not a bad thing. It's just that you need to do a little bit of tweaking. And day in, day out, every marketer that I've ever ran into has said, once it's dialed in, it's amazing. But it's getting to that point, and you just have to accept the fact that something that's this effective does require a little bit of elbow grease. But everybody that I've ever talked to that has done it has said hands down it is more than worth it, and they always wish they would have started sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and as far as like crafting a video that's actually going to convert, that's why we've included our video scripts and templates. You know, that's a big part of it. Like I mentioned, not all video ads are created equally. You need to set up your remarketing ad different than you would set up an in-stream ad. And your in-display ad is scripted and set up completely differently than both of those other types of ads as well. So you really just need to, and that's a lot of what we talk about in the AdWords for Video training. Like setting up the campaign itself is pretty simple. There's a few things you do need to know that can make it, make or break your campaign. But once you understand those, it's really all about your video and your ad copy. Targeting people is a breeze using this.
Well, and like Jim again, he said it's video, videos that convert. We have all seen like really interesting videos that weren't the highest quality, but there was something about it that was, about the rawness. It was real. It was something that said it doesn't have to be Hollywood style art here. Right? Yep. It can be something as simple as, like Justin pointed out, a very simple PowerPoint presentation that's filmed, and it doesn't even have to be done by you. It can be done by somebody else. Like, we've found that it's more about the content than the actual visual representation of what they're watching that's most important. So now we're breaking down the barriers of like the actual quality of the video, and you don't even have to have like this, again, shiny, awesome particle effects and super great things. You just need to be able to talk to your audience. And that's it. That's what really gets a good converting video, is being able to connect with your audience, not dazzle them with particle effects.
Yeah.
That's an After Effects term, by the way. I keep bringing up. I don't know why.
Well, the reason I do so well with my video promos is because of my transparency in my videos. Like, I've done review videos after eating dinner, and, you get a little indigestion, a little burp comes up, and I just say, hey, sorry about that. I just had, tacos for dinner, my bad. And people right into our desk, they love that I do that. They're like, you're so real, man. They just love that I do that crazy stuff, Yeah. And it's the truth, it's what bonds people to you, and it's what gets people to like you, because you're legit and you're real. And it's one of my secrets to doing so well with video. It's just the realness and the rawness, like you're talking about, saying. I just wanted to bring that up. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have the success that I have with video.
Yeah, definitely.
And here's a quick little thing. If all of you have access to Netflix, I was just watching this last night. I'm actually not even all the way through, but it's a documentary on Netflix called Please Subscribe, and it's a documentary about YouTubers. Ooh. And yeah, it's really cool.
I'll be watching that tonight.
Yeah, and it basically follows some different YouTube personalities, and every single one of them so far said, well, I just started making videos. I had no idea it would be as effective as it was, but every single one of them talks about no one cares about the glitz and the glamour. They want a connection. They want an experience that's unlike anything else that they've found online. And we've been trained in such a way with TV and movies to expect such a high level of quality that when we're given more of a raw, real experience, it's so new and exciting to us, we can't wait to get more.
Yeah.
And so do yourself a favor, check out that documentary, and then come back and think about your content for your YouTube channel.
Well, isn't there like an Asian lady that like eats breakfast and records it on Ustream every day? Yeah. Like, she just records what she eats for breakfast, and she makes like thousands of dollars by doing that?
One of my favorite ones is a gal, and her channel is called My Drunk Kitchen, and it's her making food, getting drunk, and making, like it's a cooking show. And it all started with one of her friends saying, oh, I miss you, and I miss how you would make food and get drunk. And she's like, you know what, I'll make you a video about that right now. And so she did, and she put it on YouTube, shared it with her friend, and then it just exploded from there.
Blew up. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's true, man. It's true.
I've also seen, and that's more of a personality type thing, but I've been to numerous internet marketing events where it's happened time and time again. I run into somebody and we start talking shop about video marketing and YouTube, and at least 5 or 6 different times out of the different conversations I've had, there was always somebody who said, you know what, I made a video about this product, and now I'm one of their spokesmen. I don't even know how it happened.
Yeah.
So there's just as many business people and marketers searching for that talent, that if you just so happen to have made a video about a product that you're trying to sell as an affiliate, you run the chance of somebody like picking you up and saying, hey, we want you to be a spokesperson for our product, right? So there's plenty of opportunity in all areas. Even the as I like to call it, the executive producer. You don't do anything except for make sure the videos get made and that they're optimized and all that stuff, and you don't even have to be in front of the camera. There's plenty of opportunities for that, just as much as being in front of the camera as well.
Yeah. There's actually a really good question from Jim that I want to answer real quick. He was saying that, most physical products are boring products, and you're unlikely to find an audience, say, interested in spatulas or something like that. That's YouTube kind of takes the challenge out of targeting those types of people, because, just look at it this way. Somebody that would want to buy a spatula is probably somebody that would also want to watch, how do I make chantilly cream, or like how do I, looking for recipes and new things on YouTube. So then you just place your ad on those channels, and you've instantly targeted people interested in spatulas, right? And it's that easy to get your ad in front of these people.
Earlier, Justin, you had said that you're like trimming the fat on your local business to focus more on the affiliate stuff. And I just want to bring that up. I want folks to not it's not an either or world. I say this a lot inside of my Speed Rankers group. It's an and world. So because Justin did really well in this campaign and did 66K, he wants to go and replicate this and do more of those. But don't underestimate the power also of doing this for local businesses. If you think about it, 50 clients paying you $1,000 a month, that's $50,000 a month in revenue. So that's also a very viable business, and it's not an either-or world. You could do both. Like, that's what I do.
Yeah, I
have one foot in the local world, and I have one foot in the online affiliate world. And what I do is I learn how to do stuff, in the online affiliate world, and then I bring it over to the local world, and I get paid handsomely to do it. So just want to bring that up, right? This is a skill that can be used. This, like Zane had said, this skill set can be used and applied in both worlds. You can create a windfall like this, and then, from what you learned here, what they know how to do can now be applied also in the local business world for local business people. And you can create recurring income providing this as a service.
And I will say to that end, I've always respected Anthony because he has a much better system when it comes to getting, not just getting, but also maintaining those clients. I can say that it's very easy to get clients being in this kind of position of somebody who knows about YouTube and AdWords and AdWords for videos and things like that, because every event or meetup or anything that I've ever been to, as soon as the introductions go around the room and it gets to me and I say, oh, well, I help businesses get more traffic with YouTube and paid ads and live video.
Everybody's ears perk up.
Exactly. Everyone's ears perk up. The first question I get is, do you have a card? And a lot of times,
it's one thing everybody wants to know about more than anything right now.
Yeah. Like so like the question has come up a couple of times, like, how do you get businesses? I find it more difficult for me to figure out a good quality structure to manage and maintain all of these contacts than getting them. It's never been about getting the clients. It's more about, for me, in my constant working for a better system, is finding that better system. But I have never had a hard time getting clients when I put myself in a position where there's like clients to be had. Right? I don't like to do a one-on-one onesie-twosie thing. I want to go to events where I know other business people are, and where I also know that they've heard about YouTube, which is everybody, and all I got to do is say that I do the thing that they're wondering about, and hands down, just cards are just shoved into my hands, will you please call me, type thing. So there's that for what that is, and then of course take what Anthony has taught you about how to maintain that and leverage that. So there you go.
Yeah, one thing along those same lines, like this case study that I just showed, or that we showed on the call, I've actually used that. I just used that the other day as a way to upsell a client that I had done some work for in the past, because they were the client that I knew this would work for them. Basically, I knew it would be a great fit, and that's what I like to look for when I'm looking for clients. Is actually, or selectively taking them on. Is this something that I can easily take what they have and apply this to it? Like, do they have all the foundation in place, right? And is this something that I can quickly get them results? Well, I knew that this particular company was, so I went to them and showed them the case study. I was like, hey, look what we were able to do with this much ad spend. And I didn't even have to sell them after that. They were like, you're kidding, right? And, I just showed them. I was like, look, here's how we would do it for you. And we're in the process of starting to roll that out now. So,
Giddy up. Well, cool. Any other questions that you see that we need to get answered? Or otherwise, I say we wrap this up, man. I want to go eat some turkey
definitely.
leftovers.
Yeah, that's what I just scarfed down right before this. My dad smoked a turkey, which was phenomenal.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, I have our family calls it the equivalent to crack is our stuffing, right? It's the greatest stuffing ever made, hands down. I'll fight you if I have to prove my worth. So that's what I'm going for myself. Did
awesome.
Everybody here get some good value out of this? We've been at this for another 45 minutes.
I know, right? Oh, I'm getting tired.
Yeah, us two will wrap it up.
Cool.
I'm good to go.
All right. Well, thanks everyone, and definitely thank you, Anthony, for allowing us to share.